Check the mic, 1, 2, hear the flow supreme. This ain't a dream, it's the Constitution scheme. 7 articles laid the groundwork, no fakes, no fiction. But the people cried, where's the specific conviction? So James Madison stepped up, pen game was strong, said, we'll add the rights, that's where we belong. The Bill of Fates, Amendments 1 to 10, that's the start. The OG guarantee, straight from the heart. Let's get it right now with Amendment Uno. Religion, speech, press, assembly, yeah you know. Petition the government, air out your grievances. Say what you want unless you're causing serious deviations. True threats, Amendment 2, it's not for show, it's the right to bear arms. Militia needs protection, keep the nation safe from harms. The 3rd Amendment is the peace treaty for the crib. No force quartering the soldiers, get that on the rib. Number 4, police pull up, that's the search is easy. Stop, need a warrant, gotta have probable cause or that bus is a fly. 5th Amendment hits hard, that's the due process chain. Grand jury for serious crime or you walk in the rain. No double jeopardy, can't try you twice, that's a fact. And I plead the 5th, cause I'm not turning my back.
What's up, guys? What's up? Got John Denicola here with us. I'll be here in Walsenburg, Colorado. We're gonna just jump right into this meeting.
I was like, oh, I calculated about $60,000 gap.
All right,
Yeah,
guys. You hear that?
I saw that as well.
Is the
I
audio
think
good?
that is realistic considering
Put a
how
1
the
in the
golf course
chat.
has operated in the last couple of
Audio's
years, factoring out the restaurant, right? There are some hard realities there. But I think given the right oversight and the right board running the actual association, that gap can be made up through putting in the work, basically. I mean, it is advertising the campground and making sure that those campsites are full throughout the entire summer. It is getting more tournaments going. It is making sure that golfers know that this golf course exists because, and I think, as I've heard, I don't golf myself, as I've heard people that do golf, they tell me that this course is special. Not just for the views, but for the playthrough experience. For a 9-hole golf course, it punches above its weight. I think there's something there.
So how long do you think it'd take to get the IGE put together?
So one of the reasons why we said that wait until next year is better for us is because we just have a lot of projects right now. Sometime hopefully in the next month or so, we're going to start a renovation of the county jail. And that's a major project that needs to be done quickly, and we need to focus on it. So our main reason for wanting to push this off to be more of a next year thing is just because we're focused on so many things. It just doesn't help us to divide up our focus even more. That said, to actually getting to an agreement and getting something in place, especially if we resolve the water question, I think that's maybe a couple of months.
But you could still use the association. You're going to use them as a tool until you can gradually. It sounds like maybe you're going to always want the association there, or a board of some kind.
That's my current thought. I haven't gotten into you guys are running more into the numbers than I have at this point, but yeah.
It'd be one board overseeing another one, but you gradually work into maybe just the one board.
Maybe, I think being open to that is fine. With the Fox, particularly, John before me, then I had to learn the movie business, and we can give it oversight, right? So that enterprise board is going to need to learn how a golf course should function, and it's a lot of effort. So having the association there at the beginning or continuing on helps out a lot, because it's very easy for us to watch money in a lot of ways, but more so than it is to be able to watch the full scope of the business and understand what's going on.
I mean,
And you wouldn't have to just start all over all of a sudden. It'd be a gradual.
could it be eventually where those boards kind of combine and it's more of like a, 5 members of the golf association and then 5 members from the enterprise, and it's one board where you're kind of all at the table, taking your business?
Very much possible. Absolutely.
I don't,
County's not ready for this yet.
Yeah, not this year. I mean, we're ready, we can work on IGA and getting everything sorted out. But to take on the golf course right now even as a partner, it's a lot right now. I gotta get a few things finished. We need to get the Fox reopened. We got projects.
So is the county done supporting them at this point with the 5,000 forgivable loan that you gave them?
I don't expect so. I expect we'll be hauling sand for them later this year. I expect they'll be coming to us for help with fertilizer. And then we have a couple pieces of kind of equipment out there all the time that we leave out there and we borrow them when we need them here.
Thank you.
And we need water on the greens, just saying. I might get that filter next week. If that helps any, so.
I remember from the earlier meeting, there was a discussion about separating the golf course, separating the restaurant as a separate business that leases and covers its own expenses and isn't responsible for the golf course.
The association's working on that.
Yeah, the Golf Association has never wanted to run the golf course by the restaurant because it can't. Do you need to lease that to somebody that knows how to run a restaurant? And that's what they've always done.
Hey, guys, girls.
Ka-
Thanks for
For
stopping,
instance,
man.
Karen and Mike were the last two. And
Appreciate
then
you.
Karen ended up, her building got destroyed, she ended up leaving. or
Stick
whatever
around for
happened,
public
but-
comment.
And that got where the Golf Association kind of took it over.
It's
and
always the
tried to
fun
run it
part, right?
themselves. It just doesn't work. They just can't make it work that way. Where somebody that's run a restaurant, controls the help, the hours, knows what they're doing, has a way better chance of operating. And
I
then we
know
just
this
get a
is the
percentage.
boring stuff.
And then they get a percentage of collecting our green fees, and that in the years has worked way better than us trying to run a golf course, a restaurant. We can run a golf course, we just can't run a restaurant. And they are talking to someone, so
Maybe opening in March.
hoping. Maybe April, I don't know.
So do percentage, but do they pay for the lease?
They pay we've negotiated it different ways over the years. There's years we've given the rent and then made them pay utilities. There's years they've paid a lease and we pay utilities. They've given percentages of collecting. They got to take care of the rental carts in them. Change tires, put them in and out, so they get a percentage of that. They collect the money for the golfers, the green fees, so they get a small percentage of that. And so you got to pay them something to do that part of the business. You can't just expect them to do it for nothing. So over the years, that's been negotiated different ways, but it's a teamwork thing between the Golf Association and the restaurant leasee. And they've split, because they go together. You can't hardly split it, divide it all together. You got to almost work together and share some of those costs and revenues.
Are we doing any action on any of this tonight? I guess, again, I'm confused what we're doing. And if the county's not ready, the IGA is not ready, are we doing anything with these that are on this work session?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I think there's a memo in the regular meeting. Ask you to consider, but as far as the lease and the resolutions, I think we're still a little ways away.
It sounds like there's no urgency to do it anyway. We got some time.
Except we don't want you worrying too much about water, maybe. Because we're doing that
We
anyways.
got to solve that now.
Let's get the
It'll
public
be
comment.
important for them to be able to focus on the rest of the IGA and to be able to talk about how we want to move forward.
Thanks to the county for the support.
Yes.
That's it for you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all stopping in. I know these meetings ain't ever fun, but at least we got some public comment coming up. We can hear what the citizens got to say.
So does that
So-
conclude this part,
I would say you
Yeah,
guys
I lost
stick
my
around
internet
for that.
connection.
right? Well, I think that for this. And a break before.
I think it was 3 items, but I think they're all the same.
Yes,
Right?
there's two resolutions.
Two different copies of the Let me find my,
Justin, you can leave that open.
Hey, there's Joe Porras right there. Joe Porras. Hey, Joe.
So there's no, you don't have to do an adjournment. It's just in the
Joe,
work session.
Joe
then
Porras
take
has
a break before
a
that.
10-minute break
presentation
before the
tonight,
meeting. Okay. This ends the work session. We got a 10-minute break.
Okay, for everybody online, if you'd like to attend the city council
Take a
regular meeting
break.
at
Take a break.
6 p.m., we'll start
17.
that right now.
All right. Yeah, guys. So regular meeting starts here in a few minutes. We're gonna see how it goes. I think there's quite a few people there that are gonna be making public comment. That's my guess. So what do you think, John? What's up, Cajun Randy? Mr. Bombria? Citizen Knot? Mid-size Sasquatch? That girl on the fourth? Appreciate y'all stopping in. Yeah, this we got Joe Porras speaking at this meeting, and we've got sounds like some citizen comment. Any of the locals there? Maybe even get on to the Zoom. Maybe you could make a public comment.
I'm kind of curious as to whether or not Joe was part of that CBI investigation from Aguilar. I mean, he was working there at the time that all that nastiness was going on, and his wife worked the front office. So wouldn't that make him a benefit of some of the things that were taken from that office? Just curious.
Right. Yeah, good old Joe. He's giving us a water presentation tonight, so we will hear that. Right. We're gonna hear that tonight. And what else we're gonna hear? Like I say, public comment. That's why I'm here. At the
This meeting is being recorded.
At the last meeting, it was said in comments from the mayor that not cooperating with ICE would be treasonous, in his opinion. And I think he stoked a few people up with that. And I think that he's going to have some comments from that tonight. That's my guess.
And I'm sure that his assistant administrator is going to have a few comments shoved his way too.
Oh, yeah. What a week Walsenburg's been having, guys. They fucking hate transparency. I don't know how nicer to say that, John. But that's pretty much where we're at with it. You know? They've showed us that over and over and over and over. So I don't know how much nicer we can be to them. Really?
I don't know. I don't think I think we've passed nice. I think it's time to be not so nice, but that's just me.
Well, I don't know. I couldn't quite see how many people were in the room there, but hopefully that room is full of people. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. We'll stick it back up here just to see it. It's muted and everything, but that's Joe Porras right there. If you guys see him with the gray and black hat and the big old beer keg. Yeah. So that's him. Might remember him from when we covered Aguilar, Colorado. But yeah, they're busting out more chairs, guys. It looks like they're expecting an audience, does it not? I'm just saying.
Just a little one, huh?
I mean, Trayvon's iPhone. I wonder who that could be. I thought their rules said you couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's okay. Somewhere around here too was
Well,
iPhone 4.
that's all right. I guess go ahead and document that on your end there, John, since you're going to be heading in there. Just go ahead and take a little snappy snap. Because that's against the rules, they say. Their rules say you can't do that. Trayvon iPhone says you got to have names like this one or this one. So one thing I noticed is Dan is not in here. Karis, here we go. I think that's the judge. Could be, possibly. Oh, who do you think this one is, John? Right next to you. Dang, you guys must be buddies. You guys are right next to each other. There's the big Jay Danicola. All right. Yeah, they're gonna be starting here in less than 5 minutes, guys. I think it is Cajun Randy. I think it could be. They've had a hell of a week. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's not forget our friend Caruth there too.
Right. Yeah, there's some names there that are watching with us. So, Mr. Mark Craddock with the World Journal. Yeah. 14 online participants. So, here the chief hasn't been making it to the meetings lately. I wonder if he'll show face tonight. Or if he's too busy. I don't know. We'll see. I don't see him so far. But I don't know how long the meeting's going to go for. They do have a couple things on the agenda. Oh, man. Yeah, so that guy sitting at the desk on the right, that's John Galusha. You people just released some video on him that did not look good for him at all. Up there's Bill Spinelli right there. Hey, Chief. Glad you could fucking make it. So there's a police chief. He's going to keep the crowd in check, I'm sure. That idiot threw me out of one of these meetings. You remember that, John? Walked me right out during a recess, told me I had to go.
Oh, well, actually, it wasn't just him. I mean, he was the one that was grabbing you by the arm and guiding you out of the building. But he also had former Sergeant Everhart, Officer Diggs, and Officer Suey also escorting you guys out. And if memory serves, it was you and Lady J that they took out during the executive session portion of the meeting. The meeting wasn't adjourned.
No, it was a recess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a 5-minute recess like what we're in right now. It's a 5-minute recess. And yeah, threw me right the fuck out, dude. Didn't like my camera.
Didn't like the camera, didn't like the questions being asked because, he was called out for certain propaganda that was in his office that somebody happened to notice.
That same chief, I did a video on him this week. He was telling me I couldn't look inside of his cruiser.
Yeah.
I cussed him
What
out.
moron doesn't understand the plain view doctrine?
I cussed him out, and then when I was done cussing him out, I give him the ole ole. Have a nice fucking day. And I hit the road. Yeah, they've had a week. I can't wait to see how this meeting goes and who all has to speak and what they have concerns about, really. I mean, it seems they're filling up the chairs, guys. I mean, they just pulled out a bunch more, and those are already filling up too. So, But yeah, make sure you screenshot those names in there that are wrong, John, because their own policy. I mean,
Well,
I
it's already
noticed.
done.
All right, because I was gonna say I noticed most of the names that ain't right are affiliated to them, which is kind of funny. So it's just viewpoint discrimination is all. So
Again, this,
All right, time is now 6:00. I'll call the regular scheduled
All right,
meeting to
guys.
order of February 17th. Roll call,
Sit
please.
tight. Appreciate you
Here.
being here, guys.
Veronica May,
Smash that
Stafford.
thumb.
Here.
Jennifer Novak, here, Fred Eckert,
Here.
John Martinez,
Here.
Pamela Brightweiser.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Stand for the pledge, please. Brad, would you lead us?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And move.
Approve tonight's agenda. I got a motion by Ronald Stafford,
Second.
second by Pamela Brightweiser. All in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Nothing, there is no consent agenda tonight. Entertain a motion to approve the last minutes. Minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the January 2nd, 2026
I got a motion by
work session.
Martinez,
That's
second by Ronald Stafford. Oh, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Administrative staff reports, Mr. Pacheco, you have anything?
Mr. Mayor, you have a list of other presentations this evening. I just wanted to bring council a couple of matters. Met with CHAFA representatives last week. Essentially exploring a housing program that would be offered to our employees to promote both home ownership within the city limits, but also as an employment incentive to get them to establish a much longer career with the city. So I'll be working with CHAFA on some of those ideas. This follows our economic development strategy that we're working on, which is trying to push more new home construction, which in turn would be more users and more of our utilities and more taxpayers in the city limits. And if we can provide some home ownership for some of our employees that are currently renting or in public assistance housing, we can grow it from there. So them prospectively. Also on Thursday, I'll be all day in Denver with respect to the Colorado Municipal League's annual legislative review. So I'll have a report back to you next week on the information that were presented on Thursday about all the legislative matters that are before the legislature. There's some really weird things on this year. For example, there's a legalization of prostitution matter that's on the docket and some other items. But if you have any other questions or if there's something in particular you want me to ask or look into as I meet with the CML staff on Thursday, just let me know. And I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you might have.
I know CML they keep a representative or two at the
State House.
chambers almost all the time, so.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What is our status on our utility billing? We haven't really had anything where we're at. I'm still hearing lots of grumbles in the community.
If you're hearing grumbles, let me know. From what I'm getting is numbers of errors have significantly decreased. Our level of accuracy is probably the best in 5 years. So if the council wants a full report on some of the things that we've done, you can certainly schedule a work session to go through those. But the complaints that I'm hearing have, and again, it's only been 2 months since I've been here, but even over the course of the last 2 months, the number of complaints have decreased. So we've dug deep. There's been a lot of staff training, a lot of staff crossover training, backup training, We're moving some individuals around, changing some responsibilities. And so far, that has been a very positive experience. But we could certainly provide a briefing if you'd like.
So for me, we're going on 5 years that the utility billing has even been the hottest topic that this council has talked about. And the last even reference of anything that we've received was from Deborah Barnes, which should not have been in the packet. And that's the only thing we've gotten. Like, there's been no, I've asked time and time again about these credits that were applied to everybody. How does that come about?
There,
Did it impact the financials that have been presented? Like, there's been nothing, like honestly, nothing.
the problem that we have is there has been an inadequate level of oversight for the last 5 years. And to try to do a postmortem report on all of the not great things that have been going on for the last 5 years, I think we're going to run into a problem because we would unwittingly expose some people that were probably doing some things they probably shouldn't have been doing, which has some liability for us. But I will tell you that we're getting everything buttoned up. So we shouldn't have any leakage. We shouldn't have any unauthorized meters. We shouldn't have any, we're cleaning that whole system up.
So are we doing like what's been recommended, zero read reports, high-low reports,
Yeah.
all of those reports to?
You're building that whole system. We're having to rebuild it from scratch. We're having to retrain and re-educate all of our employees on the Cassell system, the billing, making sure all the assumptions that are feeding into the formulas in the system to apply the right rates are there, and applying double checks. The checks and balances were not there. And I think prospectively for us, we want to focus on reducing the total numbers of errors. But if you're hearing in the community that we're continuing to have utility billing other than the Walsenburg Housing Authority, if it's from some other citizen, please get me that information.
Right. And I bring it up because on your plan focus area, utility billing was your number one.
It is.
And it is our number one. So I just want to know where we're at. Thank you.
If a customer wants to speak to someone above the billing personnel, are you willing to speak with them?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I've had some, they call me because they tell me you won't.
At some point, I want to do a presentation where we literally project up on a big screen an example utility bill and walk through every single item on that bill together, all of us, with our utility billing staff. So we remove all doubt as to what's on the face of these bills, how we're coming up with the mathematical calculations, when the meters are read, where does that meter flow into the formula to calculate the rate. I want to get all of that presented to you when we're ready, because it's been it's had such a negative impact on the municipal operations, municipal revenues. It should never have gotten as bad as it did. And so I think it's time we'll go and I want to make sure that we have some presentation we can present to the community, maybe even a presentation we can have on our website that would walk everyone through what a utility bill is, what are we billing, what are the charges, how does it flow through that system?
Well, and I think part of that is what determines a commercial versus a residential.
I don't necessarily agree with that statement, but I think it's up to the administration to determine what's billed, how we're billing it, and we need to defend how we arrived at those decisions. If a decision was made, for example, that something should be residential, someone else is arguing it's commercial, we have the burden of proof on the staff side to justify what we're doing and why it was done the way it was done. But sometimes when a decision was made by either a previous mayor or a previous administrator, we're not going to be in a position to, for a variety of internal reasons, want to reverse course.
Well, and I think there's also in and out, whatever those, I can't remember what the term
In
is.
this whole ghost meeting business, we're going to resolve that. One way or the other, we got to resolve that. Because I'm hearing too many conflicting things out there. And I keep getting beat over the head with some ordinance 10 something or other. So we're going to walk through that one.
38.
I have possible suggestion, if it's feasible and could possibly work, rather than the contention at the front window when a customer's upset about their bill and they're not seeming to be an answer or a solution and leaving angry. If there was, I understand your concerns. I think you should fill out a form for an audit of your utilities. And then you hand them the form, they've been heard. And maybe give them 3 days leeway or 5 days, whatever it would take to assess the concern they have and be able to, and then come back with them with a solution rather than that's what your bill said.
I think if you give it a little bit of time, the customer service focus, I think, is coming back. We're trying to get our employees to be more responsive, very compassionate and understanding, but it's been broken for 5 years. So we need to get a little bit of history behind this, restore some credibility on our bills, and then have some of that public outreach. Okay, if you have questions about our utility bills, this is what it is. And every so often, maybe have a refresher. You have new council members come on the council, and you have new staff, just so everybody's reading the same information, and so we have it all together. Because I've had multiple meetings with people showing me their utility bills, and it's if they're having that much confusion, there are many other people in the community that are having confusion reading these bills. So we need to have some overview, some utility bill reading 101, or some transparency on how those mathematical calculations are reached. I think we do need to do a presentation to the public.
Well, and then I may have to refer them to you because I don't like to turn anybody down when I get a call, but I don't have access to the computer or the data. I can't look at their account.
Send them to me.
I have to send them to somebody that can look at that.
Send it to me. I have no problem meeting with anyone who has a legitimate question on their bill.
So can a customer request an audit of their account?
I don't see why not. We would have to, I think we owe it to the customer to explain how we got the numbers. And even if we have to take some time to, again, these are the mathematical calculations that the meter was read on this date. This is the consumption. This is how it flows through. You're applied this rate, and this is the reason why, and walk through all of that. I have no problem doing that.
In the past, Deborah Barnes has been able to provide a spreadsheet that has like 12 months on it that does exactly that. So it seems like it's a fairly easy process. I've come in as a customer and said, I don't understand this bill. That's what's been provided to me. And it's very clear. It's right there. And it took her seconds to pull it. So it's available. And Deborah Barnes did that.
Well, I think even just having a physical exam, I keep looking over here because I thought about putting up a projector screen so we have something better for people to look at actual multimedia presentations, but to just actually walk through an actual fake bill, just so everyone can walk through it.
And maybe the procedures on shut off and on payment, all that's.
Clarify all of our rules need to be consistently applied and consistently and uniformly and reliably applied. We got to get to that point.
Should be black and white, yeah.
It hasn't been, unfortunately.
Anybody else? Okay. Next, you have an enclosure from Chief Vanelli. Chief, you have anything to add? Any questions of the chief?
I like the report, the way it was done this time, where we saw that actions were taken on concerns that we had. I want to know, you said you were working on a care program, a self-care program.
Oh.
I'm worried.
A wellness program.
A wellness program. Has that been making progress?
Yeah, I make progress on it all the time, but it's probably not something that you guys are going to want to look at, or maybe you do privately, like a one-on-one type of thing, but probably not something that I will just do just because of the confidential.
Interesting.
In a wellness program.
Officers like health and wellness. Mental.
You're dealing with death almost every day. I don't want you well.
On your VIN inspections, like State Patrol and the county used to do them for nothing. Have you collaborated with them to find out
Are you talking about like it's in the report?
the VIN report? Yeah,
We
the
don't have-
VIN inspections.
We don't have a choice. The Department of Revenue charges $54. You don't have a choice. You can't do it for free.
So is the State Patrol and county charging it?
Absolutely.
Are they?
Yeah, because State Patrol put the course on.
The last ones I've done, they didn't charge me anything. I was
A regular VIN inspection, yeah, that's different. These are certified VINs. So like a homemade trailer,
right.
you take a couple parts, you build a new car. It has to be a certified VIN in order to get your license plate. So that we have to charge $54.
No, but if you buy an out-of-state vehicle, you can just verify the VIN.
Yeah,
That don't cost nothing.
that costs $15.
Well, that's $15. Okay.
That go to you,
No,
to the department? So
The
what do you
city,
do the, on the,
what's that?
sounds to me like you're doing the footwork of the collecting.
Well, for the Department of Revenue?
Yeah.
Oh, no, the $54 comes to the city. Yeah, it's a special VIN fund that it can only be used for training and like equipment type.
Sound like it was.
I thought you meant like the regular one.
Hey,
Yeah, no,
all right. That clarified it to me.
I get you.
So did the pack foot inspection get done? Is he back with all of that?
The renewal was sent in or was done about a month ago. We were waiting on the $400 check and that would be sent in. They have the inspection this Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Do we foresee any issues?
I mean, I don't know a lot of.
Erin told me she mailed the check and the report.
Then that part's taken care of.
Thank you.
No, I do not.
Thank you, Chief. Mr. Harriman's on vacation, so we're gonna have to wait for him till next meeting. Mr. Hyatt has an enclosure. Is there any questions? I believe Mr. Hyatt's online. If not, we'll move on. Presentations, Parks Department, Mr.
Dan, do you have any comments?
Sounds like he's good. I don't see him. Okay, we'll come back to him if he
Have trouble.
gets on, okay. Presentations, Parks Department, Mr. Bustos and Rice. Raise up, I guess.
Evening, council.
I don't see Brad.
Just found out today. We're going to do this, so I have, Jenny gave me three areas that do ask for questions, so that's what I prepared today. Then I'm gonna give you an update on the Stacy Park. And then if you have questions, but this is what I prepared. You have a question about installation of sprinkler system. TLS Services began, they got the bid. Work on sprinkler installation on October 1st. Heritage Park and Train Depot lawns, they either repaired or added a total of 12 zones in the two lawns. They repaired broken lines, installed valves, timers, battery powered timers, sprinkler heads. They laid concrete pads and added lockable covers for our two backflows we didn't have before. Last year, we had to remove our backflows. And even then, if you leave those out, they're getting stolen, so you had to lock them up. Civic League Park, which is the Hendron basketball court, we had 6 zones there. They just had to do some repair to 2 of the zones. They installed valves, timers, sprinkler heads, and again, laid concrete pad and added lockable covers to the backflow. Pinion Park, it's a 1 zone. Now, this is a brand new system we put in. It didn't have a sprinkler system to begin with. And that is on the east side of the picnic area. And we have plans for that park, and that's just beginning, but they installed a whole new line, valves, sprinklers, timers. They added a backflow inside the restroom building, which is locked, so we didn't have to put a cage on that. And then they finish up with City Park on 7th Street. It was a 2-zone sprinkling system in east and west, and which was damaged in 21. And, but we changed in, when these come on, if we didn't turn them on at night, it really affected the pressure in that area. So they changed that from a 2-zone to a 5-zone, which I think will really help with the pressure in that area. It won't disrupt the customers. Total new system, lines, sprinklers, valves, timers. Again, they laid a concrete pad and put a lockable backflow cage. When they finished all that, they did a final check and winterized all systems on November the 5th. And part of their service, since they started it, they will come this spring whenever we decide to turn it on and check the systems and go through everything again, which is part of their system. And then they'll turn it over to us to winterize in the future. And that's our new sprinkler systems. Out here in front, we have very little problem with that. We've been able to keep up on that. But we're looking at having a brand new grass at City Park. One thing we'll have to do over there is when we do hydro mulch, we'll probably have to close it down for a month. Any questions on sprinklers?
They didn't seed that yet, did they? Did they?
No.
You're gonna seed it in the spring?
No, we're gonna, I was gonna get to that next.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay, that was the sprinkler installation. The next one is a hydro mulch.
Can I just ask a quick question on the sprinkler system? That was what was approved by council, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they got the low bid. They were under bid. I sent out 4 bids to 4 companies. We got responses from 2. One was 51,000 and they were 30.
Okay.
And that included the backflow cages, which the other company didn't.
Okay, thank you.
And I think they did a really good job.
Oh, thank you.
So the 5 zones on 7th Street, they're gonna just run one at a time? Help with the pressure then?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
And we'll be able to turn those on at night.
Yeah.
And
They're on a timer where you can program them?
Gonna be battery timers. There can be there was one master timer and that got ripped out and destroyed 2 years ago. So we had to do everything by hand, but we have timers now. The hydro mulch program, met with Trevor again from TLS Services, company that did our sprinklers. Last Thursday, I contacted him. We were able to get together last Thursday. He came down, went over the project, what we'd like to do, which is a hydro mulch and at City Park, and then certain areas at the basketball court, and then hydro mulch at Pinion Park, the one area. He's going to get back with prices later and when he can do it. The plan is to begin early to mid-April. Includes tilling of City Park and hydro mulch, and we're probably looking at shutting it down and closing it so nobody can get in it for at least 4 weeks till everything takes.
Before June though?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're
If it's early, yeah, that's good.
mid-April. We plan on having it, by the holiday, Memorial Day, to have it, well, at least that's the plan. Have Civic Park, Lonnie, okay. Any question on hydro mulch? That's in the planning stages right now.
Does you see with the mulch? It's
Yeah.
blowing all at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's blowing. They'll do the tilling and then they're going to, and since he put all the systems in, the whole area, what's lacking.
That's what I was gonna ask. He don't have no danger of hitting his own lines then.
Yeah, yeah,
So he knows where they're at.
yeah. And again, if he does
He'll fix it.
type of job, yeah. With the hydro mulch, he did with sprinklers, I think we're gonna turn out pretty good. If we're able to water this summer. And then number 3 was an update on Sursa removal play equipment. Now that we have a plan for City Park hydro mulch, we plan to have the one playground removed, the wood playground that Sursa always writes us up on every year. But it's gonna be removed this year. We're gonna have it removed by the end of March. We have so that we could take it out there and get out of the way and then get everything cleared up for when the hydro mulch program comes in, so that should be in by the end of March. And then I contacted Altitude Game Time, the same company that did Stacy Drive. I contacted them in January. And when I talked to him 3 years ago about the Stacy project, I also told him we went to all the parks and he took pictures and plans, and he still has them. His name's William, and can't think of his last name. And he sent us 3 options for City Park, depending how much money you want to put into it. And that's the main one we get hit on every year, but it's going to be gone by the end of March. And any questions on that?
So did the plastic slide with the hole in it, we saw pictures.
That's all got to go.
Is it already gone or is it still got to go?
No, it's going to be taken down. We have to put up T-posts and fence it off. And then we're going to start disassembling it, but there's another plan.
Yeah, I didn't get to it.
Okay.
You got to move it.
Yeah, it'll be gone. We're going to start to send, there's some parts of it that we can save some of the better timbers, use as a border. So we're going to take it apart and save what we can, and it'll be gone.
Has there been any exploration into grant money so that we can have an ADA accessible park for all children to be able to play?
Not yet. Jerry and I have been looking at different funding options to try to generate revenue to do that, but nothing with GoCo.
Okay. I'll finish with a quick update on Stacy Drive. New playground was delivered, and the demo and installation began on 7/22, July 22nd. Took them about 2 days to do it. Brad and I removed the old playground equipment on the 28th. Surfacing was added on August 2nd, and the playground was opened on August 4th. For some of you who maybe aren't familiar with it, go down, take a look, and you'll see what $100,000 will get you. It'll get you that playground and 2 picnic tables.
I've seen it.
But it's nice to have. So when we start adding on to others, that numbers are going to be like.
And how much?
They're expensive.
Yeah, they are.
And how much would get us? What was the dollar amount?
Stacy Drive, delivery, installation, surfacing, pretty much everything was right at around 100,000.
Wow. And you're putting grass around like the, no?
No, we don't have a sprinkler system there.
Oh, I thought you said there was, I thought that was.
Not at Stacy, there was no.
So is there gonna be anything that's gonna be put around?
That's one of the plans we have, is to landscape and rock it. We also need to fence the entrance so that people can't drive in there. And we're gonna have to close the enclosure just
Is there gonna be any other barriers besides a fence? I mean,
it'll be a chain link fence with the gate.
any rocks or anything big in front of it?
Yeah, and then again, it's all,
I mean, it's been crashed before, that's why I'm asking.
that's part of the plan. New chain link fence, a gate, and landscape it.
Thank you.
Is it going to be open at night or are you going to lock it? Leave it open?
The main.
Lock the other ones, right?
No.
7th Street?
They just have
Really?
things that say that's
Just
at 10.
the bathrooms?
Yeah, the bathroom's
Yeah.
been closed since 21.
Can the bathrooms be open for events or activities at the park?
They're not usable. We opened them up and there's a lot of damage. And really it's public parks, from what I understand and what my research, the public restrooms at parks are few and far between. They don't do it in Pebble. They don't do it in where my son lives in Aurora and Denver.
They're expensive to maintain.
Expensive to maintain. They have to get trashed. They get broken into, vandalized.
I don't know if you know this or not, but our parks close at 10, right? Like, that's what they say on them, like,
That's it, yeah, we have signs that says park.
so I mean, law enforcement could enforce that, like if they've seen somebody there, they could approach them and say, this is closed, even though we're not barriering it. I mean, people could still get in there. Okay, just curious. Thank you.
They've always been open, and now that we have the PD, it's, we're keeping everything clean. We're taking a lot of the obstructions out, so when they launch patrol, they have a better view of everything, and we're cleaning it all out.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody got any other questions? Thank you, Ray.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, council. Appreciate it. Mr. Felicia, Mr.
Thank you.
Buckle.
Thank you. Next up, water treatment plant is Joe Forrest.
Our buddy Joe Porras. Hey, Joe.
Good evening, council. So I was supposed to give a report on a few of the subjects. I'll start off with a chemical usage. We received a shipment on November 12th of 2025. We are sitting currently at 40% still. So the turbidity has been down quite a bit. And we haven't used as much, and I don't see us having to order till possibly the end of March. So that'd give us 4 or 5 months on this instead of just 3 to 4. As long as it stays cold. So that's how we are with the stern pack. Lead and copper inventory. Currently working on it with Mary Majordovic from RCAC, nonprofit organization. They're helping us do it where we've got just a little over 50% done to be able to get submitted to the state so we can get out of the red and back in the good with that. Then we'll have the rest of the year to add what we need to. Because we have to know exactly what the lines are in the system. So as long as I get whatever services are in there and what we have now, like I said, for the rest of the year, we can go ahead and start adding whether there are lead, copper, galvanized downstream, or still good PEX, whatever they are. Because construction, all the lines have to start getting replaced by 2027. And they're giving us 10 years to do that through the whole city of Walsenburg.
You're gonna need it.
All sewer lines,
Water lines.
water lines.
Anything with lead, copper.
Yep.
Galvanized.
So,
A deadline for letting them know, when identifying them.
well, they wanted it done by October of last year.
Oh,
So, but they're not, like I said, we are in a violation area, but it's not costing us anything right now, as long as I can get it in. From what I have, we have to have all of our services, which I was told we have 1,800 services, 1,800 and some services. If I can get them submitted, they want them by May. And we'll be taken out of everything. And once they're submitted, then I can go ahead and keep adding and correcting what's there, what needs to be as we go through.
What was your number?
1,800, and I got a little over 1,822 services, just water lines.
So that would mean, so that's not meters, that's water lines?
That's meters.
So
As far as I know, that's meters.
again, I'm just gonna say this again. The last report, Harriman had 1,600 meters, and now you're saying that, so there's this
I got the report.
on the,
I think it was 15.8 residential and another. And the rest was,
I'm glad you said that 1,800 number, because it's been anywhere from 14 to 1,800, so I trust your 1,800.
Well, like I said,
Numbers are in here.
there's probably some dormant ones.
there's probably some dormant ones, yes, ma'am. And I know they said there was, what you guys call the, what are the meters for when your grass irrigation meters, whatever? So, I mean, I'm probably including all them too. Like I said, I don't know exactly for sure. Just the paper that I've been getting, we're trying to get in and get submitted.
Thank you.
I think if you would keep track of how many exactly there are, it would help everybody. So we know how many there are for sure. Dormant, residential, commercial,
Since we started.
and what size.
Rate study, it shows the number.
No, but it ain't gonna jive what he's going.
And they've been,
Oh, I'm trying to figure out with billing what we have. That's where I'm trying to do. That's why it's taken so long.
That's, I mean, you could help. You're gonna physically go look at every one. That would help a lot.
Well, that is the plan.
Yeah.
So Dave has that set up for me, and I guess he said one other person to go ahead and start actually physically doing it.
You gotta go look to see what kind of pipe is there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then that also includes our transmission lines too. So whatever is led in the system, main lines have got to be replaced as well.
And if I may, Mr. Mayor, there have been fugitive connections to our system for decades, it appears. And so getting a correct count on the total numbers of meters and some of the other things that have been done to our system that we weren't made aware of, I mean, it's going to take a little bit of a challenge. We don't have, some cities have all the meters, yeah, all kind, I mean, they've got a lot of other support. We're having to rebuild a lot of that base data. There were some sewer lines, for example, that multiple people serviced off of a very small line and we didn't even know about it. I mean, there's some peculiarities about Walsenburg's utility system that need to.
I just thought it's an opportune time, means we gotta go look at everyone. I'll go make sure we document it.
Now, with that being said there, the city's gonna have to replace everything to the meter for sure. That's gonna be our responsibility. And then from the meter to the house is gonna be the homeowners, but that's not gonna be during that 10 years. It's gonna be after that. What we're gonna try to get out to the public is while they're replacing the line, if they needed to go up to the house while the city's there and they're willing to pay the city cost, if that's something feasible to do, that's what I was suggested by CDPHE to offer out, but I should have talked to you guys first. I'm sorry.
No, that's a.
But talk to them and let them know that way, because
the homeowner should appreciate that because it's gonna be mandatory one day.
it's gonna go out, yeah, like I said, 2027 to 2027 to 2037. It's the city's responsibility up to the meters. After that, it's gonna be the homeowners. And I have no idea right now. They're still trying to figure out what they're gonna put in place for them. So, the state has suggested while we're there, might as well just at least get it to the foundation, for the.
Get it inside the building anyway,
Yeah. That's if the homeowner is willing to pay the cost or whatever for it to do it, because they're already gonna be running it anyways. So. That's what I have on lead and copper inventory. So now. LG Sonics. Okay, I guess I'll just start out with what questions do you have? I gave a statement last time up here, the way I thought it was. I'm still gonna stick with that. But I'm gonna also say that we haven't been around it enough to know exactly 100% of the functions. But I know it's shut down right now. Contribution's been awesome.
That's a winner.
So even when we shut it, even then we pulled it out in October. It was October. We pulled it out in October, and the numbers from October of this year, which was October 2025 to October 2024. Everything in between, we were higher this year with it running than we was without it.
There was some discussion of them coming down and looking at it, wasn't there?
There was, I was supposed to have something set up. Mr. Herman did put it in his report. We were supposed to have a meeting. That was another day that you guys already had a meeting somewhere else. So I can get something scheduled back in if you want with one of the LG Sonic representatives. We can do Zoom with them I can get our ORC Luke here and he can help explain a little bit more of the stuff.
I think we need to.
Yes, sir.
We put a lot of money into that system and we gotta make sure it works. We shouldn't have to deal with what.
No, sir. And we were told it would be 3 to 6 weeks before we start seeing results. And now they're saying I'll give it another season. So that's why I said in my last comments, last meeting, I'm sticking with, and I hope I'm wrong, but I can set something up if you would like.
They need,
LG
they
Sonic.
need to come down to have their chance to
Well, they're not
keep
gonna
in their thing.
come down because they're out of
Well,
Michigan and that area, but I could do Zoom. Yes.
yeah. But I mean, they gotta be responsible for what they told us.
So I can get one of the representatives to have a Zoom meeting with you guys and explaining, then you can ask all the questions you want with her.
Make sure we're operating it correctly. Or, I mean, if we flip a switch, does all of a sudden it start that we don't know about?
Well, are they in the right location? I mean,
That's according to the topographical map that was given to them, they're in the right location. Again, like I said, I don't know, they're designed to push everything down to the bottom. And where they're sitting now is right in our current flow. And from some of these other operators that I talked to one out of Windsor. She said they're designed to push everything to the bottom, but they have a deep lake. We don't. Like I said, that was my comment last time. So if it's pushing it to the bottom like it's supposed to, then it is working. But if it's shallow for us, then we're carrying it right back into us.
flow's picking it up.
Yeah. But they said to give it another season. So that's what we'll do and see. And yes, I can set something up if you want.
Yeah, set something up, please.
Okay.
I know all it.
It'll have to be probably during the business hours, so
Yeah.
within a week or 2 or 3, or how long?
Set up. We aren't doing this in the middle of summer when we need it.
Yes, sir, because see, April, May is when we're gonna turn everything back on.
You gotta wait till no chance of ice, right?
They would like it when it doesn't freeze, yeah.
Yeah.
They like it when, so far the way the year's been, and there hasn't been a problem.
Yeah.
So that's what I have. If there's any other questions for any of the
Early
subdivision.
May.
I'm sorry,
Early May.
early May? Okay. Yeah, they said as long as it doesn't freeze, then just go ahead and get everything turned back on.
Yeah.
So,
I just was wondering, I mean, you're doing the water repairs on Grand?
no, sir, I'm not.
You're not? Okay,
No,
so
sir.
who's doing Grand and the repairs on that street, the water? The Walsenburg?
Let's get these presentations out of the way and then we can.
Yeah, we could.
Thank you.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. You.
Just a little concerned.
Justin Pacheco, water treatment plant.
Council members.
Hello.
So I'm here tonight to discuss the backflow cross connections. So myself and Gina have been working on that. I work at the water treatment plant.
I was the previous cross connection backflow preventer program manager, and we did our at the end of the year, we, as you know, shut off 47 backflows for non-compliance over the holiday. And then as the first came, then that program went to the water treatment plant to manage that. So
We got our hands on it at the water treatment plant. There was just some things that weren't uploaded to our CDPHE correctly. We just kind of go back and forth. Didn't have the correct emails where we were getting sent the city for the violation notifications. But we did take care of those, and there was a fee, or sorry, there was a fine that we had, but we were able to get that waived just by submitting the proper documentation.
Thank you.
Are just keeping track of that, trying to get that a little better under control, so that we have that information in case anyone needs to see that. But then also just keep this water safe. Anything else that you needed from me?
I think there was some confusion. Department of Health doesn't send out notices, but we do it as a courtesy. It's really not. How is the business owners gonna know they have to get it certified every year?
Okay, so we did put out a notice for that.
Multiple notices throughout the year. Since 2023, actually.
But we're doing that as a courtesy.
We were doing that as a courtesy, trying to drive compliance. And then we were left with 47 non-compliant taps. Some of those had never installed a heat. Or they had complied in 2023 for the initial install, but then never complied after.
Yeah.
So
The Department of Health requires that we have to shut the water off if that happens.
correct. And so we clarified with the CDPHE in 2024, sometime after April 7th, that it did not have to be on their anniversary date. It could be anytime during the calendar year. And so we no longer had a necessity to send every month an update for who was due when. And so we sent the final notice out to all the cross connections that did not have one, that they had per calendar year. And then the non-compliant taps, we were just up against the end there on the 31st. And so this year, what we will do is send out one compliance letter, probably at the same time in August or September, letting people know that probably between December 1st and the 17th is going to be the cutoff, so that we're not doing it over the holiday weekend. That required for city staff to work over both holidays and overtime, and so that was not ideal.
So, question. So it's a lot of work to shut off someone's water and then go through the whole rigmarole. Like, why don't we have a different system where, like, anyone who is required to have a backflow, like, it's just on their utility bill, like, constantly, like, if it's a date for that specific account or just a reminder to do it. We were told that they didn't send out notices in 2025 if people were shut off. That's what was told from city staff to business owners, that we didn't send it out because you should have known. That's what was specific.
Notice for shut off, but we sent out 2 notices that year that if they did not.
So that's not what was communicated. So I'm just telling you what was not communicated.
And we included the CRS, the CDPHE information.
If you're shutting off a utility, do we not have to give notification to that? But regardless for what the reason is, it's a shut off. Should we not have to notify them that we're shutting them off?
Well, they were notified in August that they would be shut off at the end of the year.
I understand that, but I'm saying once the shut off is done, just like for non-payment or any other reason you're shutting somebody off, shouldn't there have to be a shut off notice?
To the time, I would have to discuss that with utilities.
I would like to see a red tag on the.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Like, because look at all the work that you went through that could have probably been prevented if a simple shut off notice was sent. Like, listen, this is it. You got 10 days to get this done.
And we can surely do that.
I'm trying to save the work.
Absolutely.
That is involved in this, working over holidays and stuff like that, where, if you could have saved 50% of the people you shut off by just giving them a notification that there was going to be a shut off.
Absolutely.
Plus the business owner don't have to go through.
Absolutely.
I like the idea of the red tag myself. That you can see that's obvious.
And I think, like you said, on commercial bills that are required to do this, why not just have a standard message on there?
And we can have them add that for sure.
I'm just trying to make it easier overall.
I appreciate that.
That's hard to remember every year.
Yeah.
Unless you got something, yeah.
And so my other question is, Mr. Pacheco works for the water treatment plant as well. Does this backflow cause any issues with that, like with the duties that are at, you know what I mean? Are you able to take on those additional duties, I guess, and still cover the plant?
So I'm required to protect our water system as a water treatment operator.
Okay.
So anything that I could do to help the city, I'm willing to do.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're covered everywhere. So Thank you.
Anything else, Justin?
Just
Because
comply.
there's some non-compliant. How many do you still have that are non-compliant?
A handful that we're monitoring for usage at this point.
There's about 10, I believe.
Yeah.
So
So they don't have water, they're shut off.
Well, we're monitoring them for usage, and then we got with David Harriman, and if we can show usage, we will go pull their meters.
It's just an ongoing process.
That's crazy.
thank you.
Any other questions?
Thanks, man.
Do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Good evening. I'm Gina Nigro, and I am the city safety coordinator for CIRSA. And we have commenced the city safety committee. We have members representing all the departments. We have Derek Omer, myself, Dave Harriman, Will Cervantes, Chance Montoya, and Pat Espinoza. And we had our first meeting. We're going to have 6 meetings total. Those are posted on our internal website. I'm not sure if those are on the city website. I don't believe they are. I think I just added those internally. If anyone's interested in those dates, I'm happy to read them.
How often are you meeting?
We're meeting every 2 months, every other month. Yeah. And it's like around the first Monday of the month. So all the way up until November 2nd. And then we have several different trainings that have been recommended to us. One was a FEMA training for some key employees, and incident command training with city staff, and coordinating, of course, with the police department. And then what we have coming up for the next meeting we've discussed previously, which was the PPE that the city employees needed, both in their trucks and in the building. And so we have a plan for that. They're going to be bringing back their PPE, the gear, to the next meeting, which is set to take place on March 2nd. And 2 items have already been ordered. Number 1, the pen lights that were required, and the ID cards. At some point, we had salamander ID cards that city staff wore on their reflective gear to, as identification for being a city employee. And so those have been ordered. Actually, Sharon ordered them prior to our meeting. Let's see. And I'm sorry, that next meeting is February 30th.
There is no February 30th. Whenever we get to February 30th.
Better not be.
2nd.
Ain't nobody gonna be there anyway.
Right. And so what we did for the first meeting was we took the safety committee, safety coordinator requirements from the handbook, the 2022 handbook, and made sure everybody understood how that fit in to our requirements and what we needed to cover as the safety committee. And then we also covered other, less obvious things that can affect safety, like workplace harassment, anger management, that kind of thing. So, I would just encourage you, if you see city staff, you should be seeing every public works person in reflective gear. So that is incumbent on all the members of this committee to enforce that, basically. So that should solve some issues.
Did you,
happening.
If the police have a member on that committee? Police department?
Do not have a member on that.
I don't.
As of now, well, because they handle their own safety issues. It would just be, Cheryl handles their trainings. It would just be the FEMA and the command, incident command center coordination that would take place between city staff and the chief. And I went through that training through.
And where does
911.
Where does the safety committee tie into workman's comp?
It lowers our rate.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So, are we trying to get cost containment? I mean, are you working with our agent to get cost containment? That also lowers our rate.
Yes, and Dave Harriman has submitted or will be submitting the dates of our meetings and the kind of minutes of the meetings. When it comes to the agendas and minutes, it's basically a regurgitation, and it's all done by email. So we're just looping in CIRSA or I'm sorry, our Pinnacle, I believe is who's, involved in that. And so, she's thought that that would lower our rates.
So it should, cost containment definitely will.
Yeah, and it should help with our SURSA rates as well, so I would think, but.
I just wanted to make sure that like
Absolutely.
it was tying in the workman's comp piece.
Any other questions?
Anything else, Regina?
Thank you for,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm also the citywide mandatory SURSA training coordinator. We have a mandatory SURSA training that will take place for all city staff and all council members. I am hoping that's not on the website yet, or you have not received the notice of that meeting. I was hoping to have that at 5 instead of at 4:30, but I did not get a call back today. But that will be on 4/21 at hopefully 5 o'clock, could possibly be 4:30. You're welcome to attend that on Zoom. And that will be right before the 6 o'clock regular city council meeting. And this is part of a settlement that was reached with a citizen. We'll be trained on the open meetings law, the Open Record Act, the CORA. The police department will also enjoy that training. We'll cover the Open Records Act, CCRJ, and the Transparency Act. That meeting for the employees will be at 10 a.m. For day shift, and it will be recorded. And on 4/22, the same day at 3 p.m., which is where any city employees that didn't make that meeting will come to that, as well as anybody who works evenings for the police department. And there will be a protocol put in place to fully satisfy the requirement of the settlement, ensuring, proof of compliance for all city staff and council. And that's one of the reasons why you all were not able to participate except just before the city council meeting, in that since there's a quorum of all of you all here, that needs to be obviously put out to the community, and any community member who wants to go on to that, it'll be billed just the same as any meeting for citizens to come on and participate as well.
So councils will be separate from employees?
Excuse me?
Employees will be done separately and then council?
Done separately. They will have the option, of course, to attend your meeting as well. I would, we would have to, we'll see how that has to go as far as a roll call. I kind of wanted it to just be city council because, we can attend your meeting, but you can't attend ours. That has to be broadcast to the public. So as it gets a little bit closer, we'll be working the bugs on that. And of course, it'll be loaded to the website, and the presentation will be recorded and posted. And any questions on that
for the info?
Okay, thank you.
April 21st.
Pardon?
April 21st.
Yes, April 21st at hopefully 5 o'clock before the regular city council meeting.
So it'll be on the agenda, separate agenda.
Agenda, yes, sir. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So real quick, you said 2022 handbook. So as far as I know, as far as I've been on council, 2022 handbook has never been approved by council. So I'm just putting that out there for Jerry.
That was April 2022.
And before we get to a point where we want to go through an exhaustive review of the handbook, I think we got a laundry list of other items that we need to bring into compliance. We're trying to triage it as much as possible. I went through the 2022 handbook, have a couple of comments. It's generally commonly accepted best practices in municipal governance, but we could, if it's a priority of council to review it, we certainly can do that.
I'm just saying it came before this council and was never formally approved. There was pushback on it, so that's all I'm saying.
Sometimes policies and procedures manuals, particularly when you're talking about the administrative function, are managed and maintained by the chief administrative officers of the city, because they do change from time to time with, based on case law, based on some other things. But if council wants to go through it, it will take quite a bit of time. covering a lot of things in there, including stuff an interesting nepotism policy and some other things. But if that's the priority of council, we can certainly bring it forward, but I don't think it's high enough on our priority list compared to some of the other items that we have on the agenda.
And I believe it's the same, that particular policy is carried over from the previous handbook. I don't believe there was a change in that, other than that there was never, as far as I know, a safety committee established after.
And I'm just being transparent. I'm just noting what I know, so.
Absolutely.
Anything else? There's no public hearings, unfinished business. We have Black Hills Energy action, and there's any closure. John, you want to speak to this?
We have Black Hills here. We just had a meeting starting at 3. You guys want to talk about where you're at?
Sure. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council.
Hello.
I'm Larry Claycomb with Black Hills Energy. Chris Bauman with Black Hills Energy. Chris would be your local manager if we were to be awarded the operating agreement. That being said, that's what we were talking about today. There were some questions regarding, I guess, procedures, how we're going to do a few things if Black Hills was awarded the agreement to come in and operate your natural gas system. I think we worked through pretty much everything that was questioned. I was here last year and talked with you all as well. Just picked that up this year. Really, the only thing that we changed with the op agreement was that we would now read your natural gas meters for you. So it then therefore be like an all-inclusive package. We take care of pretty much your entire system. So running your service calls, leak calls, any emergency orders that came in, construction, new construction, fixing old stuff, whatever the case may be. And then again, we added reading meters to that contract. So anything you'd like to add?
So from the meeting today at 3 o'clock, there were some questions from our contract gas operator and our consultant. They answered the questions quite well. There, I think, is going to be one change or two changes in the agreement.
Yep.
So what I would ask council's consideration for would be to approve the agreement with the condition that it be approved by staff and the city attorney with the start date of April 1st. Is that accurate? Is that?
Yeah, just some clarification language. And since you received a formal draft of the agreement, we still have to work on some of those minor details. I'd call them more of Scribner's errors and some omissions, but for speed and getting this thing moving forward, we thought that they were minor enough changes to where if the mayor and council were comfortable approving it subject to, these minor modifications approved by staff and the city attorney, that we could get this ball going, and
which we'd have to probably tomorrow afternoon.
So it sounds like it changed a lot from like reading meters, doing all of this. What does that do to the bottom line? If this contract's at 103,000 basically, where's that change? And I see a lot of percentages in here on materials and things like that. So what can the city expect to actually pay for this contract?
Yeah, so every operational task, DOT related task that we're going to do for you is included within this contract. Everything that's required to run your gas system, it's all inclusive. We run your system as we run our utility. There's no difference. Public awareness, emergency response, everything is covered within this contract. The extra things that would be outside of the contract, new construction. If somebody wants to build a house and we need to run a gas service, obviously we need to charge for that. Main extensions, leaks. If you have a leak in your downtown area, we need to explore that leak, find out where that's coming from. That's going to be above and beyond the contract. So it's kind of like I explained last time, is if a bucket hits the ground, shovel hits the ground, then that's a chargeable. And what I'm going to do, that's part of what we discussed today, was I will supply you guys with an hourly fee for different positions within our company. So like a welder, and a 3-man construction crew. The problem is there's so many variables. I can't just give you a list. It's going to cost X amount of dollars to put in a gas service because there's so many different things that go into that. But what it does state within the contract is that we will not do anything until we get approval to do that specific task. So the only thing that where the rubber meets the road is an emergency situation. If we have gas that's migrating in a building, whatever, we have to make that safe. Money doesn't come into play at that point in time. Chris will back me up on this. I mean, I have a boatload of these contracts with municipalities, and customer safety is always at the top of the list. So it's not a great answer, you know, as far as what is it going to cost exactly.
103 just sounds too good to be true.
I know we're really good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe that's what the cost is going to be.
Yeah, so that is everything. We're going to go through the audits for you guys. Everything compliance wise is going to be there 100%, and you will be getting those records to prove that. So,
and obviously they're going to read the meters, and we bill.
Yep.
You're not doing billing.
Nope.
And so you take the meter readers and do that and get it in our system.
Yep.
And we take it from there.
And it's still our gas,
Yep. Still
just running our system.
Right.
And you have certs, and you're not gonna quit and leave and go to a bigger town that'll pay you more.
I haven't yet. You've been doing this a long time.
So we obviously have a gas department, and we have supplies, and we have all of that. And so, I mean, do our supplies just sit there? You bring in your own and charge us a 20% cost on that, or can you use supplies?
There's a reason for that.
Okay.
We actually have to track each fitting that goes into the ground. It's barcode. So that's one thing. It's DOT regulated. We also have a standards committee. So we may use a different riser or part than what you guys use. It may not be on our approved list. Now, if it is an approved part, is on our list, then absolutely, we'll use your stuff. I mean,
I just don't want what we've already purchased, what we've already
I
invested
know.
in place. Even if,
Yeah, it is. I get it. But when you start talking about qualifications on how to install it, you know, you guys might do things a little bit different than we do it on our side. So we may not be qualified. There's just a lot of regulatory stuff that goes into materials that are used. And we have to track everything that goes into the ground. So, you know, that's the other thing. When we install a facility, a new service or a main, we go in and we actually dab, we digital as build all that. And then that then goes into, which we will have access to your GIS system, put that in ours. And then that's all going to keep with the fittings that go into the ground. So if something were to fail, we know exactly where it's at. We got to go back and dig it up. That's not on you. That's going to be on the manufacturer.
is there any negotiation on that 20% markup? Because that sounds high.
Sorry, is there any
20%. Is there any room on that 20%?
to go down? No.
That could eat you alive.
Good. Again, the amount of value that we're giving you guys, I think is well worth
Well,
the
also on something like that, you're getting also our buying power for a company of our size. When we buy something like that, and you go to buy it as Walsenburg, you're probably going to pay more than that 20% markup right off the bat because you're not buying in the bulk that we are also. I really feel like if you went and looked at those prices with our markup on there, it's still going to be less than what you're going to be paying for it if you just go out and buy 20 of those, 10 of those.
And I'd like to see those numbers. Let's have them.
You know, I'm sure if you could give me the numbers that you're paying for them, we can see what.
I'm saying, like, I don't know what we're comparing. I don't know what we're talking about. I'm just looking at a contract that's just shouting all these additional. The 103 looks great, looks grand. There are unknowns that are in this that I'm very concerned about.
Understood.
Anybody else got any questions? Go ahead.
I have a question, but that relates to what you're talking about right now. You're using a barcode with all these parts and stuff. You probably take a picture of it, get the reading, show everything that was changed to protect yourself in case of an incident afterwards or something. that involved gas. Am I just assuming something or?
So that's the industry standard for utilities these days. That's actually part of the regulated part of our business, is that we do have to track those fittings that go in the ground. And it is exactly for that. If there's a failure, they want to know how many of that lot of that part was put in the ground. And we have to tell them exactly where those are. There could be a potential that, we would have to remove X amount of parts.
My next question is do you assume the liability of working on that project then?
Everybody's going to be involved in my experience. And I mean, we've had incidents that I've personally been part of an investigative team on, and it's a pretty combined effort with everybody. It's the manufacturer, it's the installation, it's the operator,
You are actually assuming a lot of that liability by working on it.
Yep, we are. But it's what we do.
Yep.
Anybody else? Is our gas department on board?
Yes. Yeah, I think everything was answered today at that meeting.
Was our gas department one person?
Yeah.
Well, the consultant. The consultant was, I think, pretty satisfied too.
How about like gas meters? You check them for their accuracy and stuff then, or, the way they're reading, or?
And I think that's something, there's a lot of stuff that's going to go on kind of above and beyond that we'll be looking at. There's some industrial commercial stuff that, may need to get looked at meter wise. Is the accuracy right? Is the pressures right? Are we building the right pressures? A lot of stuff that we're going to be able to help you guys with to true up that system. If they're, without getting too complicated, if we're billing for a 1/4 pound delivery pressure and there's actually 2 pounds going through that meter, that's a lot of LNU. That's part of your loss and unaccounted for gas that we are looking at with your annual reports. I've dug pretty deep into your system over the last year, and there's just some things that I think we can help you guys true up.
Well, you answered the question for me then. Yeah. If you can save us money by the readings and the accuracy of those meters.
Do our best.
Okay.
Any other questions? What's the council's pleasure?
I'd personally like to have a clean contract and not just approve it and whatever changes happen. But that's just me.
Administrator's recommendation was to approve it with the mentioned changes.
Approve it with the condition that staff and the legal counsel approve the changes. The changes were to add the sheet of
the typical billing rate.
The billing rate.
The operational function.
And was there a second?
Yeah, so basically just on the scope of service, the verbiage, they'll say provide operations and maintenance services per Black Hills Energy Operations and Maintenance Manual. As for services specified below it, that was it. Most of the other stuff's covered in DOT, but we felt like maybe that needed to be at the top header, that we would be covering our O&M. Specifically for the leak investigations.
And with the timing of it, I need as much time as I can get that done to be ready by April 1st also.
And this is a 1-year contract?
Yep. If we push it back, which can be renewed or canceled by either party with a 30-day notice. And that way I got to get a lot of wheels in motion to get this done for April 1st. So that's where these changes really don't affect anything of the scope of the work. It doesn't affect anything of the price. It doesn't really change anything about how the contract is done. It was more or less just some verbiage to add the extra O&M specifications that were following Black Hills, which was assumed, but just not specified.
So you could dump us?
Well,
wait a minute.
A 30-day notice, either party can do that. But we're in it for the long haul. We would like to be here for, we're here to help. You're here to help, you know, so I feel like we're gonna have a good partnership. Yes, we're gonna have some bumps in the road, but we're gonna talk verbally and fix those and correct anything that we find that's needs extra attention, needs a little extra support. So hopefully we can grow our tech service system and even have better support in the future. So every day we're gonna get better at what we're doing because we'll be fixing and addressing a lot of the issues, because I'm sure there are some issues that's out there that we'll be finding, and then we'll have a discussion with Jerry and figure out how to move forward with it. We'll have to, okay, what do we need to do? How are we gonna do it?
And that's my concern on the cost.
Well, you'll be informed of the cost before we do anything.
Jerry, can you speak?
Mr. Mayor, just some observations as we discussed today and our review of our gas operations. Rightly or wrongly, it appears that the state of Colorado is making it extremely difficult for small municipalities to provide these types of utility services. All of the regulatory compliance and reporting, small cities like Walsenburg just do not have the resources to, you know, hire all the staff, keep them on staff as full-time staff, and then still have to have all the parts inventory. We don't have the buying power that they do. The regulatory climate is pushing all of us small municipal gas providers out of this type of business. And so they do this business as one of their primary functions. They're a publicly regulated utility. We would probably be best served adopting their service manuals because they are reviewed and approved by both their corporate and the state of Colorado. So, you know, we're getting pushed into this because we just simply can't afford it. The last thing I will say is municipalities have a bad habit of deferred maintenance. And when you're dealing with an investor-backed utility that's regulated by the Public Utilities Commission, there's a disincentive for them to be doing things like that. Their long-range forecast and the ability to program way exceeds our ability. For example, if we're looking at potentially getting a large commercial user, we have to augment the capacity of our system. We don't have the personnel on staff. We don't have the resources, the industry connections to even go down that economic development road. So I think it could be a very good partnership for us. And certainly it solves a big problem of ours, which is hiring, maintaining, and keeping a staff that meets all of those training requirements and certifications.
Well, I think being as we can opt out in 30 days, we can try this. And on top of that, our current gas department is for it. They can't keep up. I think it's worth a shot to try. I mean, I don't think we have
They're getting tougher.
I don't think we have a choice.
So what's council's pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve the technical service agreement between Black Hills, Colorado Gas Utility Company LLC, doing business as Black Hills Energy and the city of Walsenburg, with the approval of the changes, or with the changes being approved by staff and the city attorney.
I got a motion by Don Martinez,
Second.
second by Ronald Stafford. Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Jennifer Novak. Fred Eckert.
Yes.
John Martinez.
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser.
Yes.
Veronica Mays.
Reluctantly, yes.
Ronald Stafford. Gary Bizani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, gentlemen. Welcome aboard.
Thank you, guys.
Next, we got ordinance 1212.
Concerned.
Oh,
Will be right.
That's that gray water one.
Did I miss one? No.
good.
I'm just not there yet.
Spectrum. Do I need to open this?
Yeah.
Ordinance 1212?
Yeah, extend
Second reading.
this agreement.
Oh, second, okay. As I didn't redo this.
Second reading, don't I have to have somebody propose it?
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 1212. An ordinance extending the 2016 franchise agreement between the city of Walsenburg and Spectrum Pacific West LLC.
I got a motion by Don Martinez,
Second.
second by Ronald Stafford. Any council comments? Questions? Second reading of an ordinance. Do we have any public comment? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Barsani?
Yes.
Ronald Stafford?
Yes.
Fred Ecker?
Yeah.
Don Martinez?
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser?
Yes.
Jennifer Novak? Yes. Monica Mays?
Yes.
Motion passes.
John, you want to chime in on the discussion and possible action? We had the IGA meeting earlier. Workshop.
Yeah.
Want to just go to the,
So I don't think that we're ready to enter into an IGA with Huerfano County yet. Words, negotiating an IGA. And so the IGA, I would ask you to not address the enclosure resolution number 2026 R05. I would ask you to not address. I would ask you to consider the memo for an extension of the lease with the Walsenburg Golf Association. I'm recommending a year extension, but at least I think until the end of 2026 would be appropriate. I think the Walsenburg Golf Association is making strides and can give you some honest and accurate reporting very soon.
okay, all of council, we were all here for the IGA, and I'm sure we agree with John that that's in just continuing discussion, and then that's what the county wants. We got a few issues to work out with them. Until then, I think the golf course needs to get operational. We don't want to see it idle for a year, for sure. But what's council's pleasure?
So
Any further discussion?
we obviously have to make a motion here before we have any discussion, but
Okay.
I will make a motion, extend the lease with the City of Walsenburg and the Golf Association through December 31st, 2026 with monthly updates from the Golf Association. So that is something that is not currently in the lease that it is. So I think we have to have monthly updates from the Golf Association. So
I second that motion.
Okay, I got a motion by Veronica Mays, a second by
Jennifer Novak.
Jennifer Novak. I forgot your name all this. Close to 8:00.
I think it's important. I think that's why we're in this situation, because it's like, okay, every April, give us your financials. So I think it has to be monthly, and I think we have to get financials, and that is whatever that entails. I think we.
I don't disagree with that, and I think the Golf Association is negotiating with the treasurer that's more than capable of supplying that for you. And I don't see that being a problem, getting that documentation, so. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Fred Ecker?
Yes.
Jennifer Novak?
Yes.
Ronald Stafford?
Yes.
Veronica Mays?
Yes.
Don Martinez?
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser?
Yes.
Mayor Barsani?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. New business. Before you, you have an enclosure of a discussion and direction on a water rate analysis and proposal. Mr. Galusha, I don't know who put this together. Somebody got to address it.
So I will share with you that I asked Mark Ellis to take a look at where we're at and see if he could evaluate what was put in place in 2024 to see what we were looking at. So he evaluated this and came up with about a $400,000 loss on water for 2024 and same for 2025. This is his recommendation of a simplification of the water rates moving forward. This is for digestion. I would not take any action on this, but just simply for you to take a look at and discuss it again in the future and see if this holds true a month from now or 2 months from now, and see if you guys want to take a look at changing the water rate structure.
Yeah, because one thing I noticed was the new rates that we're currently on went into effect July of 24. So 24 was only a half a year of the increase. That has to be different than 25. It can't be the same. All of 25's got to be more money than half of 24.
So first of all, okay, I'm gonna address what I just asked, Mr. Porras. On here, it says 1,562 meters. He's saying 18. So are there simply 300 meters that are not being used? Is there 300 meters that are not being charged? Like, so I really would like to know why we cannot come to a solid number on how many meters are in use and how many meters are being charged. So that said,
We should know how many bills being sent out for sure, you would think.
that's what I'm saying, but every time somebody puts report, it's a different number.
Like, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that he took this report directly from.
That's what I'm saying though. So, but how can Mr. Porras say that Harriman told him 1,800?
I don't.
Harriman's reported both of those numbers. Like,
I'd answer that
I
question.
know you can't. I'm just saying, that's what's frustrating because we keep basing it on false numbers. And I don't know what the right number is. So I do like the idea of going away from debt service and repair maintenance and just having a base fee. That I like. Those are the same. I know that the first 1,000-gallon free thing has been an issue, but I didn't put that in place. The accountant at the time who put that together put that in place. So, you know, I don't know how much money we're actually losing on that. I think it was a good thing for people who don't use a lot of water, but that was just me.
How soon are we getting the 25 audit? That's gonna be like late in the year?
No.
July?
No, I think we're looking at May
May?
and in here and being done with it in June.
I'd like to see the May numbers.
Yeah, me too. The other thing that this doesn't address is what the utility commission worked on were multimeters, master meters. And then we go and we put in brand new apartments and then we put master meters after they're not supposed to. So none of this addresses what the utility commission, I believe, worked on vigorously to address is those master meters and those higher users. So that's why I like the tiered rate, because I think that at least captures those big meters.
And it also doesn't address sewer at all.
Right, this was just water. This is what he was looking at.
You plan on leaving the sewer the same or?
We'll have to do another analysis.
I think that the tiered rate for sewer has to go away. That's just a bad move. We can't.
Okay.
For our staff to put that into Cassell correctly is a nightmare on its own.
It just doesn't make sense. On the sewer, it doesn't make sense.
On the sewer, it doesn't make sense.
No, I agree.
We still would get be paying for our winter usage during the summer on the sewer.
No, so the sewer rate for the annual sewer rate should, in my opinion, should be calculated on February usage only and not November, December, January, February throughout the highest month, and then a tiered approach so that should go away. It should just be the month of February usage because not any big holidays.
It's conservative because you have shorter days.
Simplest way to put it into the system for our people.
Which all has to be changed with ordinance.
Ordinance has to change. The ordinance has to change.
I mean, and I agree with the mayor that it has to be water and sewer. You can't just address one and not the other. Like both of these need to be addressed.
They're different funds.
I understand that, but.
Yeah, but if you're going to one base rate in water, I think you go to one base rate on sewer.
Yep.
You wouldn't have two, because sewer has.
Yeah, and that's, I think one of the goals is to simplify the bill enough, to put it back postcard and not mail out a letter because just the cost alone per month and mailing a postcard as opposed to mailing a letter every time.
Well, when you're talking about mailing, I get one letter from San Isabel with 3 bills in it. And I get 3 or 4 different envelopes with the city. You could put them all in one.
I get nothing. I get mine electronically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I get mine by the mail.
From anybody.
But anyway, we're not talking about.
Options, and we can encourage things like that to save that process.
And so this is something for you to take home and digest and come back and have another discussion on. Do you mind if we, I plan on putting the utility commission back together. We had an applicant. And so maybe we can start having those meetings first Wednesday of the month or something like that. Sure. And then they can start on it, huh? Yeah. Noon was suggested. We decided, well, let me get them together and find out. Let's let the commission pick the day and the time. But let's have the first one at the first Monday at noon.
If there's any new members, they have to be appointed by council, right?
But we have an application. You guys just got to point it if you want to.
I'm in the meeting.
Okay.
The way this came, I would like to. There were two options. If we saw the current, option A and option B, so we could track each line across. And
is Mark online?
No.
Okay.
That's okay. We can.
What do you mean?
I get it. I know exactly what she.
The current plus the options.
the options
So
where
you
you
can
could,
see the effect on the bill.
So you can see the marginal difference by line item based on how it's calculated.
because I did a lot of back and forth and by the time you're done, you don't know which one you're looking at.
I printed it.
You printed?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't like scenario 2 for the fact that it's one rate across the board and you're not capturing those multi-users that are high users. I mean, right there, scenario 2 doesn't make sense. I think that we've worked so hard to get to that tiered system to cover all of those masters that are not paying base, that have multiple users on one line, on one meter.
So we won't know what we're paying towards the debt.
We're not paying anything towards the debt, but that comes out of here specifically.
Spread across.
Yeah, and so I think our goal is the customers don't need to see that on their bill. You need to see that. You need to know what those numbers are. But the customers, their base bill rate is a solid number. So how much of that goes towards line replacement and debt service is really not.
The reality is, like, what a customer pays for debt service doesn't necessarily go to debt service. Like, we're not saying like you paid this to debt service and we're paying it to debt service. It all gets in there and we paid the debt service that's due.
True.
So.
Disguise a tax as something else as a debt service. That's a tax. It has to be followed up.
Tabor says that if we take it for one purpose, it has to go all to that purpose.
And Colorado passed a new law too that says that you cannot have hidden fees anywhere. It has to be laid out on the bill. You have to be really careful about that.
We can check with our attorney.
And just as a citizen with $15 million left in debt and 1,800 meters, that means that I have $8,333 more to pay on the debt for my house. It matters to customers. I want that paid. I live my life debt free, which not everybody can do. It'd be great if the city could. But I've been saving for a roof for 5 years. There's
14 million.
14 million. Oh, see? Okay, then I'm down to.
But yeah, it's still a pretty big chunk.
Yeah. Which I don't mind paying. I like our water system working. I like paying for things that we value, but it should be clear what we're paying for.
One big thing I'd like the idea of a one base fee, which most towns do. People think because they pay a line charge replacement that you have to pay for their line at their house. I mean, that's kind of misleading when it's on their bill that way. It's to repair the lines getting to their house is what it's for.
And we're about ready to have to replace all the lines.
I know
So we've been collecting money.
It's like the electric department charging you an access fee.
Well, I don't think we're gonna solve anything tonight, right?
Instead of line replacement fee.
Can we move on if we're not gonna,
Yeah, that's fine.
thank you for at least bringing the numbers.
Yes.
Now we got some more and maybe Mark or somebody or Melissa wants to be involved in the utilities. We get some data from them. The Utilities Commission.
Well, I think that was part of the Utilities Commission's biggest hurdle was getting information.
Okay, let's move on. Action item on the Dagger Spillway. You got a bid proposal in front of you. What's the council's pleasure? And where's the money coming from? Can we swing this? I guess is the question.
We have to.
We have to. We have
to.
A choice.
Short on options here.
Jennifer, I didn't hear you.
I said, I don't think we have a choice.
Okay. No, probably what I'm hearing.
And this isn't for, this is just the engineering of it, right?
This is just a design. Doesn't count construction. Doesn't count right away requirement either.
But the engineers have to be specific ones that design it.
Yeah. Well, for dam.
State
For
approved.
dam safety, they gotta be.
Currently operating under restrictions, so this is gonna be a requirement to get us towards regulatory compliance because the state's gonna have to approve our engineer's design anyway. So get this incremental step closer to getting into regulatory compliance.
So question, how long is this good for? So like say, we say, yeah, let's do it. They get it done this year and we can't do it for 5
What do you mean?
10 years. Like, yeah, how long is that good for? I mean, does it ever?
The design will be good unless conditions change.
Or requirement.
But the price.
So if conditions change at the reservoir,
Yeah.
we overtopped the reservoir. Damage to the spillway, then we would probably have to go back and have this reevaluated. The design will probably stay the same. The evaluation of that would may require change.
Do we have a timeline on when we can actually get it done?
It's my understanding, this proposal was budgetary. So we could get in the budget for next year.
Yes.
Get proper cost estimate.
Probably in this year. It's in
And
this
this
year.
year, whatever, but to have that as a line item so that it can get in the process of being done.
So
Engineering is part of that.
for clarification, has this come before? Have we denied this before?
We didn't vote on it. It came before us.
It came
We
before.
just didn't vote?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, because I mean, we were just told that we denied it 3 times, so I was just wanting to be clear. So, all right, I'll make a motion to approve Dagger Spillway bid approval up to $143,596.
I got a motion by Veronica Mays. Second by Don Martinez. Discussion? I'd like to ask,
Did you put something like this out on bid or
is this the bid process already?
he did?
This is the low bid?
Yeah, this was the low bid.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Paul Stafford,
Yes.
Jennifer Novak,
Yes.
Don Martinez,
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser.
Yes.
Veronica Mays.
Yes.
Fred Eckert,
Yes.
Mayor Bazzani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Action item, Mr. Don Martinez mentioned that he wouldn't mind being off of planning and zoning. And I think David Roush talked to Pamela and recommended her to serve on the commission. Is what I got.
So he also talked to me.
Oh, okay.
So I think that he's out of line as a chairperson doing that. It should have came back to this council, should have been a discussion here. Mr. Martinez should have had the courtesy to say what he wanted to do. I felt like he was basically attacked by the chairperson of this board and basically strong-armed. And when I was approached about it, he also did that in front of Donnie. And I just don't think that's the way that we do boards. So I think this whole thing to just say, nominate her, I don't think it's David's choice. I think it's a discussion amongst council of if anybody is interested in doing it. And first of all, asking Donnie, do you want to step down? Because I think Donnie does a great job when he's there.
Yeah.
And I think he's not there any less than other members have not been there.
I've talked to Donnie privately.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just soon.
But I'm just saying, like, that's not, All the years I've served on here.
Let's go ahead and have
We have that.
that discussion. Who do you want to nominate? Mr. Martinez, do you want to stay on it?
I got on it originally because nobody else wanted to, and we didn't have a full council at the time. And I said at the time that I would serve until somebody else wanted to serve.
What you told.
So I'm fine with getting off. I got plenty of stuff in my personal life.
Yeah.
To keep myself busy every spare minute. So if somebody else wants to do it, that's fine by me.
Okay. I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the time you served. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Donnie.
Thanks, Donnie, for stepping up when you did.
I would move that we approve the nomination for Pam to serve as the planning and zoning commissioner to fill the open seat.
I got a motion by
Ronald.
Stafford. I'm kidding.
Turn our name.
I don't know.
Getting close to 8 o'clock.
Good telling.
Did that on purpose.
Yeah, and you got your names right in the,
That's why somebody had to them towards you.
That's fine.
you're gonna have to all point them this way. I got a motion by Ronald Stafford to appoint Pam Brightweiser. I need a second. I got a second by Don Martinez. You have to, or you're gonna get stuck.
Or I'll be stuck there.
I got a motion, a second, any discussion?
Again, I just think it's really inappropriate for board chair to do it the way that he did it.
You're talking about the planning and zoning board?
Mhm.
I think Pam will do a good job on it.
Okay. Another discussion?
I know Veronica was his first choice. I approached Dave. If you don't have somebody, I'm willing. But it's up to the mayor who you.
Be on a board that's the way it operates, so.
Okay.
And I have my own boards that I'm on, so I'm good.
I figured your plate was pretty full already. You're Mayor Pro Tem and URA and 911. Plus you work. Okay, any other discussion? Roll call.
Donnie?
Yes.
Ronald Stafford?
Yes.
Veronica Mays?
Yes.
Jennifer Novak?
Yes.
Fred Ecker,
Yes.
Pam Brightweiser. You will vote for yourself.
Yes.
Don Martinez,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. And congratulations and welcome, I guess, our condolences, however you want to look at.
Read the bottom.
I consider it part of the responsibility of serving on city council to be available for boards.
Okay, and I believe they're the second Wednesday of every month,
Second Wednesday.
6 o'clock.
And there's no.
Okay. Oh. And you will be getting a email. Yeah. I would never show up to get an email. All right, next is action on ordinance 1213. I need a first reading. Introduction.
I'll introduce ordinance number 1214
13.
or 14.
Yeah.
Or, let's got it out of order in my thing here. I'll introduce ordinance number 1213. An ordinance amending the Walsenburg Municipal Code to prohibit the installation of gray water treatment works and the use of gray water within the city of Walsenburg.
I got a motion by Don Martinez.
Nope.
You're still going?
Introduction.
Oh, you got an introduction by
That
Don
was an
Martinez.
introduction only.
Now I'm gonna.
I'll make a motion. Approve ordinance number 1213, an ordinance amending the Walsenburg Municipal Code to prohibit the installation of gray water treatment works and the use of gray water within the city of Walsenburg.
Second.
I got a motion by Don Martinez, a second by Veronica Mays. You got the enclosure. Any comments?
I don't understand where this is coming from, because the state says people can use gray water now. But Walsenburg doesn't want us to.
Could have negative consequences on our sewer system, our sanitary sewer system, and our ability to reclaim water into our system to get credit. So we don't have to do augmentation for water that's otherwise used to exhaustion. As part of a gray water system, also it would require us to establish standards to inspect those types of systems. And based upon our internal staff discussion, this is not something that we want to encourage until it's well. It's a new idea for Colorado. I'm shocked that some cities, based upon how we have to account for water rights, would think that this is beneficial. Maybe a large city can handle it, but for a small city, we want more users on our system. We want more return flows going into our actual sanitary sewer system, as opposed to these gray water systems where you take water coming out of your dishwasher, washing machine and dump it in your yard. There could be other consequences. So at this point in time, I think our recommendation will be at the final public hearing. We'll have a full presentation. I would imagine Bob will be here, who's been attending those meetings, but based on my understanding, it's not in our fiscal interest to have a program.
Does this also include like septic tanks? Or do we have any septic tanks in Walsenburg?
No.
Would be none, zero inside the city.
Should be zero.
That's water. Septic tanks are black water, not red.
Okay.
I know of one, that's all.
In order,
Yes, sir.
for an existing dwelling, if I may, for an existing dwelling to implement this, they would have to replumb their toilets separate from the rest of the house, number one. Number two, they have to install a serious filtering system. The city of Denver, according to Bob Pink, has approved this, and they have, so they had to train up the people, have all of the ordinances placed. And the city of Denver only has two houses that are actively using the gray water.
And in Denver, like Colorado Springs and Aurora, they have Western Slope water resources that they could use to exhaustion. Whereas we don't have a lot of out of basin water rights. We want whatever, we have water rights in this basin. We need that return water to go back into the basin.
I'm still in the basin though. Like right now, I don't think it's illegal if my bathtub drained into my yard. But I'm not allowed until this law, well, not this one, but until Colorado allowed it, to save it. So my bath water would drain into a tank that then I could flush my toilet, which then puts it right back into the sewer system. And the 20,000 gallons a month I use on my yard goes into the basin anyways, never hits the sewer system.
If you're in the city limits, it's considered inside the basin, yeah.
And we approve of tiny homes, and tiny homes might come equipped with a gray water system to help reduce utilities and lower.
You know, I would think that for a city like Walsenburg, and what a large user using a gray water system could unintentionally do to our stormwater management. And then we would have to ramp up and have folks on our staff trained up to inspect these systems. To make
That's the part that worries me. That's the reason I'm for it.
It's an act for people that love this type of particular work.
But when we didn't have a building inspector, I could hire the company Preferred out of Denver, and they would come down and inspect my roof while I was under construction. So rather than us providing the inspectors, we could refer them to a state or other inspector.
Well, we'll have a full presentation at second reading.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that.
County address this at all?
I do, I know that Bob has gone to the meetings at Huerfano County on this. I think that I'm pretty sure that they're opt out as well.
Okay, I was just kind of curious where they were at in the process.
For this, yeah,
That's my question.
yeah, this is a utility provider, they're a utility provider in Gardner, so they have to deal with it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I was just wondering what they were doing, or like what Levita does, like what they're doing in the county.
Yeah, we're following their lead on it.
Okay.
Like Navajo, though, the only way you could have a fruit tree in your yard is if you bucketed out your bath water. Because they have tight water, which is gray water usage. And you have to be smart and not use the wrong detergents or your tree dies.
Well, and then that ends up into our curb gutters, that ends up into our waterways. And so if we have somebody who's not managing their gray water system appropriately and has some illicit discharges in that, enters into our stormwater system, then we're liable for it because we've approved that as an allowable use. I think what you're gonna see in a couple weeks is that this regulatory environment with everything else we got going on, we, like many other cities, are gonna opt out. And I'll bring this issue up at my meeting with CML on Thursday. I could probably report back how many municipalities are actually thinking this is a good idea.
Yeah.
So I'll look into that on Thursday too.
Okay, thank you.
We have 2 citizen comments online. Ryan?
Ryan, are you there?
Unmute me. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Hello. Hello. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Hello. Hi, Ryan Geese. I'm a business owner here in town, but I'm a volunteer for the Huerfano County Building Authority Board. To comment that I wanted to make sure that I believe it was one of the councilwomen that asked, the law, the state of Colorado does not allow for gray water. Specifically, the law that they passed was that the cities, municipalities, counties can all decide for themselves if they're going to permit this or not. And so the county is in the move of we cannot staff it or monitor it or issue permits or inspections. And therefore, the county is opting out of the law, or they're opting out as a decision to comply. So Walsenburg would have to then either decide to opt in and monitor it or opt out so that it's illegal to have that gray water system. If that hopefully clarifies.
So you got me confused there a little bit. The county's opting out to conform to the law and not have to do the inspection, so they're not allowing it.
That is correct, sir. They are
Okay.
opting out of that system. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stacy Decker?
Yeah, so first off, gray water systems have been a part of our world life. It's a part of the planet. The water we're drinking right now is actually gray water. So to sit there and say no to this is kind of silly. The state is actually our plumbing inspector. We don't have an actual plumbing inspector inspection systems for here. So in Walsenburg, we defer to the state. If the state would say, hey, yes, we can do this, then yes, we can do this. The systems that can be developed for gray water are actually relatively simple. They're relatively straightforward. And it's not just tiny houses. I know people with large houses that do gray water systems, because what it does is it helps take the water that they have so that they can have a greenway at their house. This is not a complex situation. This is something that is a part of the overall aspect of how people can conserve water, especially when we are getting drier and drier. And quite frankly, for anybody to sit there and say, we don't get it, well, that's silly. We do get it. Gray water is not that complex. It's relatively simple to filter the water down to be used. It's not going to impact our stormwater systems. It doesn't impact our stormwater systems because this is internal. Stormwater is your run off from your roof, and that would be the rainwater systems to worry about. And yet we do allow rainwater collection. So I would suggest that the city take a look at this and say, how do we actually do this and force the state to do the inspections? Because that was how we're being inspected already. Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't see any raised hands in the room. Anybody here present like to make a comment? Okay, looks like that's it.
What's that hand up there? Just somebody didn't.
Even with saving waters, I mean, why doesn't Walsenburg look at incinerator toilets that would actually, I mean, you don't approve them in this county, city. It's very good for the environment, doesn't use any water, and it's very sanitary. I mean, it's like one of the best ways to deal with waste.
What was your name, sir?
Jeff Stewart.
Thank you, sir. STEW?
Yeah, STEWART.
Thank you. And we have anyone else in the room? Okay, we have Brian Lalander on line. Hang on, Brian. There you go. Go ahead and unmute
Yeah.
yourself.
I would really like to hear what Jerry finds out about how that impacts the actual operations of the sewer. If a bunch of people actually did water and how much impact that would have on augmentation. This sounds like a great idea on the surface. I think it's a rabbit hole that'll create a whole lot of messes, and I'd like to see what the unsuspected consequences are, Jerry.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? This is first reading, so we don't have to adopt it, do we? You know?
Have to, but
good. Approve, disapprove.
Well, first reading.
Yeah.
Vote.
Okay, any other comments? No, roll call, please.
Mayor Bethany,
Yes.
Veronica May.
Yes.
Ronald Stafford.
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser.
Does this opt us out of our second reading and our,
Oh, we'll have another bite at the apple in 2 weeks.
okay, yes, on the first reading.
Jennifer Novak. I'm sorry, Jennifer Novak. Oh,
Yes.
thank you. Okay, Don Martinez.
Yes.
Fred Ecker.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Ordinance 1214, Don.
I'd like to introduce ordinance number 1214, an ordinance adopting by reference the Colorado Wildfire Resiliency Code 2025 edition version 1, including appendixes A, B, and C.
I got an introduction by Don Martinez. I'd entertain.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance number 1214, an ordinance adopting by reference the Colorado Wildfire Resiliency Code 2025 edition version 1, including appendixes A, B, and C.
I got a motion by Don Martinez. Second by Veronica Mays. Discussion? It sure seems to me like there's a lot of state laws they're handing down to us all at once.
Welcome to America.
Yeah.
Welcome to Colorado.
It sounds like this, they're trying to prevent fires, obviously, right? And you got to keep your place cleaned up. And when you're building something, it's got to be.
Forest fires, they actually did some mapping associated with their research of Huerfano County. And it's really on the edges where we have that interface between the city limits and our forests.
And the river bottom.
And the river bottoms, and making sure that when somebody's building something or doing an activity, that they're at least applying best practices so that they're not doing what they're doing in California and wildfires take out entire residential neighborhoods.
Any comments?
It says there requires all municipalities to, so we're required to adopt something.
Well,
right?
if you don't adopt this, you have to create your own and adopt it. You have no choices.
So you're forced to do it, basically.
And this is basically first read too.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other comments from the audience?
We have Lakota Connell.
What is the city doing to mitigate fires for like the ditches that run through town that are overgrown up inside all of the power lines? And are the rules and code enforcement just for citizens, or the city will do their part?
We should be the first ones to step up and do our part.
If you have a complaint, please, we're responsible for cleaning all of our drainage ways and ditches.
When was the last time it was done?
Some of them, well, they're cleaning the ditches up to our reservoirs now, so we could physically get the water from our reservoirs down now. But some of those properties may not be municipal rights of way or ditches that we control. It might be on private property.
What about Olinda?
I mean, right through town.
So,
Out there.
We'd be more than happy to take a complaint and go investigate. But the last thing we want is to promote anything that would.
Or the houses that are burnt down and untaken care of, they're more likely to, they're a fire hazard. We haven't got any.
That's an ongoing discussion. Yeah, planning and zoning has been trying to tackle that.
Or like
Dave,
make a plan.
planning and zoning chairman's right behind you.
We've been tagging that for some time.
We've actually adopted some ordinances to put some more teeth into the code enforcement people. So we can actually maybe get people to do something. It's hard to force somebody to do something on a personal property. They do have rights, so we put more teeth into ordinances where the code enforcement can possibly get some of this done.
Anyone else in the room? Okay, online we have Brian Lalander.
Brian Lalander?
Yes. So I didn't get the chance to actually read the whole wild code, but today a whole bunch of stuff came across historic preservation, and apparently it's causing quite a stir across the country. Was their assessment correct that this would only apply to existing structures? And is there any way that we can utilize that for some of the really hazardous areas which happen to be on the outskirts of town?
The way I read it, it's both and future construction for sure. If you build close to a place that is kind of forested in or a lot of stuff that could catch on fire, you got to address that before you can build. And then, of course, the existing issues.
Does this give like the building inspector, like when he's doing permits and stuff, something to reference to? I mean, is that all we're doing is basically giving them?
It's a code requirement.
I think if we pass this, he's going to have to
Yeah, so if somebody's gonna site their house on a hillside that interacts with the forest, they're gonna have some sort of mitigation strategy, you know, to protect the home or to protect the forest from the home, you know, and vice versa.
Right. So this,
Boulder County's taken a lot of lead on this as they have houses up into the foothills. So it deals with that urban, rural, forest interface.
and it says in here, there's a copy on file. We'd have to get Regina to see what the code actually says.
Yeah.
And how long is it?
Don, you have the
Mayor?
last page. Oh, thank you.
Mr. Hyatt, go ahead.
If I may, I did email a copy of that entire code out to all the council members probably a week ago or so.
Oh, okay.
And you should have it in your inbox somewhere.
I'll look for it. I've probably seen it and didn't know what it was, to be honest with you.
There was a lot of stuff this week.
Yeah. Okay, this is first reading. Any other comments? Roll call.
Mayor Bazzani,
Yes.
Ronald Stafford,
Yes.
Fred Eckert,
Yes.
Pamela Brightweiser,
Yes.
John Martinez.
Yes.
Veronica Mays,
Yes.
Jennifer Novak,
Yes.
motion passes.
Okay, action on a EIAF draw. I assume this is the pay request from the wastewater treatment plant?
Correct.
I believe we have a contract with GMS and we got a DOLA grant and I'm pretty well it's been approved by council already, but I'd entertain a motion to approve the payment.
I move that we have payment.
I got a motion by Pam Brightweiser.
Does it have to include the amount?
Second.
Oh, what is the amount?
111,823.73.
111,823.77. 73. I move that we pay our bills in the amount of $111,823.73.
Second.
Got a motion by Pam Brightweiser, a second by Ronald Stafford. Any comments? All in favor? Opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Correspondence, we have a letter of interest for the Utility Commission. Jessica Back. She works in our utilities office. She'd probably be a pretty good asset to the Utility Commission, I would guess. She at least knows the rules and how we do the billing, so that could come in handy.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was the only thing I didn't.
On the utility commission, I just feel like we're getting city heavy on that commission.
We got Larry King, David Harriman, myself. And now this will be the fourth.
I really think it should not to be an employee in the utilities. I think that's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, but it's also a very valuable asset when you need to know something.
Well, I just still think it's a conflict of interest.
When are they on payroll while they come to these meetings during the day?
Oh, that's a good point.
Because then you're getting paid to be on the commission.
Yep.
That's obviously a conflict.
I mean, I would like to see some letter of interest from people outside of the city.
How many spots do we have to fill?
Well, it's hard to have a meeting with three. I think five is what we wanted. And I think I don't remember what the ordinance says, but I think it says 5. It's written down. I can't remember, but I think it's 5.
Mr. Hyatt, do you see any conflict of interest in approving Jessica as to this board?
I think it's a close call with her position. There's not a problem with an employee being a member of the commission, but you have to watch it because you can't have someone set on the commission as an employee whose job is very similar to what the commission is doing. If you do, then that's going to become part of her job duties and you're going to have to pay her. Because the issue is whether she's a volunteer or not. That's the legal issue.
It's an advisory, right? They're a final decision maker. Right.
Yeah. As far as the getting paid part, we could move the meetings evenings.
Or she could, either way.
Yeah.
Take her break, take her lunch break.
Whatever council desires.
I would just like to see more people. I mean, I'd like to see us advertise it and get more people
I
to.
think we need public input on the utilities commission. I think we need somebody from the public and not somebody who works for the city.
I mean, she hasn't even been here a year, so it's not like she has 20 years of experience on the utility billing.
How long has she been a utility payer?
Don't know, because that wasn't addressed in the letter, because it came across more like an employee than
Yep.
as a resident.
I definitely see the benefit of having her there, but it's, I say we get more letters and.
Okay, we can table it.
Yeah.
I think her input would be valuable, but not as a commission member.
Right, I mean, I think if she came to the meetings and commented like anyone else, but.
Yeah.
I'm good with all that.
I'd like to advertise at least.
Gina, we have been advertising, right?
I was.
Just on the website?
Council did not want to do any paid advertising. So it was listed, I believe, as a vacancy, but I have not advertised anything in the World Journal.
I mean, are we putting it on Facebook or are we putting it on?
We don't have a Facebook page, and that left with the last clerk,
It's on our website
correct, as a vacancy.
as a vacancy.
Yes.
We could put a special page on our website.
Why not put it in the utility bills?
You can put in the utility bill. I don't know what that.
At the library.
I mean,
Yeah, I could
copies and throwing it.
flyer posted at the library.
Gina, would that be very difficult?
Jerry, now.
We're seeking.
I mean, I guess we're running into a situation where you want to empower citizen committees to provide you these recommendations, because I don't believe the utility commission is a final decision-making body. So if they're not a final decision-making body and they're just a recommending body, I don't think there's a direct financial conflict of interest. I guess I'd go.
Well, with Mr. Hyatt's recommendation and Councilman's recommendation, I think we should advertise someplace some more first. And we can just,
Certainly do the front door as well, put an ad together.
on the front door, yeah.
Yeah, we can keep her letter and then get a.
Yeah, this is just an informational item. We can keep her letter. I'm sure it'll still be good. And then try to muster up some more people that want to get on.
I think it would be worth trying.
Okay,
What are the conditions that they have to live in the city, receive a bill?
right.
And what else? That's it?
You can't be, you can't be on any other.
Can't be an
Board.
official.
Pam had to resign because you can't be on more than one board. You can't be on that board and anything else. That's all it says.
With the exception of the mayor.
Right.
Mayors.
Okay, we passed that one then. Everybody's. Okay, citizens' comments. Who you got first?
Wait, may I say something about this first?
Sure, go ahead.
So in I could be wrong on the year 22, I don't know, we went back and forth on citizens' comments where it should be placed on the agenda. And there was an official motion and approved by council that citizens' comments were supposed to be after staff reports. So I don't know how it got moved to the very end because that was official motion that was made by council.
Yeah, guys, we appreciate you being here. We are getting ready to
I would
get
appreciate
citizen
that it goes
comment.
back to where it's supposed to be at the next meeting.
I wasn't aware there was a guideline where it went and I didn't change.
Because we went back and forth a few times and I made the motion, so I know that's exactly where it's supposed to be.
Right on.
Because we tried it at the end and it was a terrible, people had to wait to make a comment. And so we agreed that it would be at the beginning after staff comments.
And you made a resolution or something?
We made a motion and we all agreed on it.
Okay.
And no one's changed it.
Voted to do it, council?
Council voted to do it, yes.
Yes.
Kind of like the flow of the meeting though, with it being here at the end.
The
Well, we
motion
can-
was made and it was approved.
I said, we can change it if everybody agrees to change it, but until we change it, it should probably stay where it was. I mean, it's, you know what I mean?
No, if there was a motion to put it in a certain place, that's where it should stay.
I mean,
Unless changed.
Unless it's changed, yeah.
Yeah.
So for tonight, we got this far, we gotta do it.
No, absolutely.
Next meeting, we'll go back to where it was and until we decide we want to change it or not. So can we move to citizens' comments?
Here we go.
Thank you.
Yes, Carmen Lara? Can I go last? Sure. D Mays? Thank you. Can I go last? Good evening, Mayor, City Council, administrators. Labeling citizens treasonous is exactly the kind of rhetoric human rights advocates warn about when local governments fail to protect basic rights. This approach not only undermines legitimate dissent, but also sets a dangerous precedent for the suppression of free speech and civil liberties. When authorities equate opposition to harmful policies with betrayal, it erodes trust in public institutions and further marginalizes vulnerable communities. Mr. Mayor, being called treasonous for speaking here shows exactly why we need oversight. Public comment exists so residents can challenge harmful policies without being silenced. Ensuring open forums and transparent government processes helps protect democracy and empowers citizens to voice their concerns freely. Treason is a narrowly defined crime in the Constitution, and what I am doing here is not treasonous, but rather lawful public comment on a matter of human rights and public concern. Exercising the right to speak out in this forum is a fundamental aspect of our democracy, allowing for accountability and the protection of civil liberties. Rumor has it that the local Walsenburg PD has me labeled as a domestic terrorist. It's on body cams. I categorically reject that label. I do not engage in or advocate violence, and I take this accusation very seriously. If such an assertion has been made, I request that it be put in writing so I can address it formally through council. My activities consist solely of lawful, nonviolent advocacy and protest, which are fully protected by the First Amendment.
I will be submitting a revised CCJRA for the chief's reading pleasure, since the cost went from a quoted $125 to $1,000 deposit, from 3 to 4 hours of research to 40 to 50. The department has been in existence for a year and only one person is trained in redacting. Come on, chief, do better. You started out strong, hiring, buying, spending. Get your people trained properly. Tell your officers when a woman states she does not feel comfortable or safe, that the last thing they should do is follow her and lie about being the only officer in the building when minutes later a female cop appears and says she's been on duty since 6 a.m. in the morning. You served me a no trespassing based on no proof, just a comment that someone made. I have sent you multiple. Okay, I have sent him.
Finish it up.
Okay, I have sent him multiple Facebook posts with proof that people are threatening me and nothing has been done. What do I do to get you to work on my side?
Jason Valdez?
Long statement, so I'll read quick. Earlier this month, these words were spoken in this room. ICE is an arm of the federal government, and I think you're committing treason by trying to stop them. That accusation was directed at a U.S. citizen asking a question about amending an ordinance in this town. According to Colorado Revised Statutes 31-11-104 and Article 5, Section 1 of the Colorado Constitution, every Colorado citizen has the right to avail themselves of the power of initiative and referendum for local, special, and municipal legislation of every character. Furthermore, the right to challenge unlawful government acts is afforded to every citizen in this country and is a cornerstone of constitutional democracy. The people of this country have every right to challenge the morality and fairness of every single part of this government, from local ordinances to federal law, and we have every right to petition for and submit changes to those laws for public consideration and public vote. That right is enshrined in the founding documents of this country, and for a mayor of a small town to attempt to override and pervert the founding documents of this country by accusing citizens of treason for simply proposing to use those rights is not only disgraceful, but is a blatant violation of First Amendment rights. Article 3, Section 3 of the United States Constitution defines treason as only in levying war against the United States or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. So by this definition, the mayor of Walsenburg, Colorado is either ridiculously claiming that citizens defending immigrants and people of color are waging war against the U.S. government, or he is claiming that the immigrants and people of color we are defending are enemies of the United States. As a Latino and Indigenous man, I personally find that extremely offensive. Additionally, sitting in official capacity and stating that the citizen who asked about amending an ordinance has committed treason against the United States or would commit treason for proposing that change is a clear threat from a government official with intent to silence and prevent U.S. citizens from using their rights as citizens, especially considering the penalty for treason is 5 years or more in prison and at least $10,000 in fines, up to being put to death. That is a shameful abuse of that respected seat and a clear and embarrassingly ignorant perversion of local, state, and federal law, as well as the Constitution of the United States itself. The people the mayor serves, and yes, a mayor is a public servant, will remember those words. Despite the shameful, legally ignorant words and threats of the mayor and those like him, we will continue to stand in opposition of any concentration camp in our community. We are the people.
Daniel Connell?
I also would like to comment on the statement made by the mayor. I'm quoting just like Jason. I personally believe CoreCivic and ICE is an arm of the federal government, and I think you are committing treason by trying to stop them from coming in. Pardon me. This is a picture of the ICE and CBP director doing a Nazi salute. Does everybody see that? Everybody see that?
Yeah, they're Nazis. Right.
Do you think people who are trying to stop Nazis from operating a human traffic operation in our community are guilty of treason? Shakespeare said, "The lady doth protest too much." You welcome Nazis into our backyard, but the people who oppose it are committing treason. Whatever. That is next level projection. But the mayor isn't the only city official and or police officers who are accusing people of treason and voicing threats against citizens. The mayor knowingly hired a police chief who had credible allegations of misconduct at his former position. That new chief hired several officers with credible accusations of misconduct, including falsified statements and felony charges. There are credible allegations that officers in Walsenburg said to an ICE protester who was violently assaulted, a victim of a crime should be Malcolm X. Another alleged statement was they wish they could kick her teeth in.
They still get to keep working here.
The city administration and police force is inherently corrupted and insidious. The mayor supports efforts to bring Nazi-led organization into our community that is an integral part of a cabal of known pedophiles. Mayor Vazani hired his own well-funded and trigger-happy goon squad to protect who he chooses and threaten those he disagrees with. They have obstructed, obfuscated, and added exorbitant costs to many requests to provide body cam footage, and they will only allow it to be redacted just the same as the files in the Epstein. There is a reason Walsenburg is one of the most maligned and ridiculed towns in Colorado. You are the reason.
Time's up. Wrap it up.
Your actions are a disgrace.
Thank you.
Just like to make one comment, Star Spangled Step, online, if you'd like to make a citizen's comment, you'll need to post your first and last name, please. Go ahead. Ms. Collins, go ahead.
I think it's abundantly clear that there is apathy, a lack of action, a lack of transparency, and you guys are elected officials. You are here to do the work for the people, and you are failing. Nothing is getting done. Getting plans to make plans to make plans to make plans. Nothing is actually getting done. And I resent your comment that I am committing treason. I am not. I'm actually doing my civic duty. I don't see how you fail to realize the moral implications of what you're saying or the legal ones.
I'll explain under mayor comments. I don't want to take up your time.
I am appalled at the police force and their actions. I'm appalled at city officials and their inability to produce the body cam footage or requested records. It's your job. You guys are getting paid plenty, from my understanding, to do those jobs, to make sure the people under you are doing those jobs the right way, where no one's getting hurt. 24 hours after the last city council meeting, where we once again called out our police force for their actions and what they may need to face in the future, a police officer shot somebody. In your official police report on your government website, there was no explanation on why a firearm was discharged. That's a shame. I feel like you are literally begging to be able to profit off of the human suffering that is going to happen at that detention facility concentration camp, where you are also allowing an incinerator to be built across the street. I feel like you're failing to read the room every time we step in here. The citizens are upset. You're not listening to our complaints every single time. Year after year, there's non-compliance in every direction. Figure it out.
Mr. Speaker.
On what?
Did you wish to speak?
No, I think there's a lot of, division over this, like it's, hey, let's go back to prohibition and get rid of alcohol. I don't know. What can someone say?
Who's next?
Question is. And your name?
If you want to speak, you got to come up here.
Could you step up to the, please, and what?
I just have a question. My name is Crystal Randazzo. And
I'm sorry, hold on. Can you spell that for me?
RAN.
Crystal, CRYN.
TERN.
I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
RESA.
Oh, Teresa, I'm sorry.
And Randazzo, RANDZZO.
Randazzo, thank you so much.
I don't know much about government stuff. This is like only the second meeting I've ever been to. It seems like there's a lot of unhappy people with our police force here. And I did a little research the first time that I came, which was like quite a few months back. How do we have a police force that's got something like 5, include the chief here, people that are from other counties that are all on administrative leave for something that they've done wrong? I mean, that's just my concern. It's like, okay, we got all this police force, and a lot of the old police force, from what I understand, feds came in, and I don't know if there's rumor or what, but feds came in and fired, and then you hired these guys, and they're all on administrative leave. And all the citizens here, and are just wondering, why is this not getting done? Why is that not getting done? When all the stuff's not getting done, and the police forces all upsetting the citizens. Why do we not have police force people that aren't on administrative leave? I mean, I don't understand where you get a chief of police. I'm sure you're a wonderful man. But I mean, how do we get a police chief that's on administrative leave from another county? When we can't just get our own police force or police chief that was on administrative leave, that even if he's brand new, isn't already in trouble for something. How does this happen? Like I said, I'm new to the whole community thing. I never really went to anything, so maybe I'm naive about it. I'm just wondering how, we get these type of people, or, like I said, I'm sure maybe they're not bad and it's a mistake why they're on leave. But why don't we wait until their investigations or whatever are through before we decide to hire these people? Because apparently our citizens don't happy with them. So, my question is how the something.
Okay.
I want to understand. I just want to understand.
Anybody else in the room?
Yeah, I want to speak.
Okay, hang on one second.
Jenna Fox first.
No, neither did the last 3 people, so. Yeah, I know.
Jenna Fox, I really wasn't coming here to speak, but I would like the council to know that this poor senior citizen right here, I had to have trespass from my store, bursting into it, trying to pick a fight with me, and being extremely.
She's got the floor, please. Point of order.
had to have her trespassed because she came in, wanted to pick a fight with me, angry, yelling. And when that didn't work, she proceeded to call me at home and threaten me. So this poor senior citizen over here, it's on record. She's been trespassed from my property. I say, go Walsenburg Police Department. I'm glad you're here, Jerry. I hope things get better. But I think all of us know this is a forest behind us. It's pretty sad. And my dad always told me, he always said, no matter where you go, if it's church, school, work, or whatever, there was always going to be somebody who bitches, pisses, and moans. And that is exactly what we start to speak. Just because you don't like what I have to say.
You got your time, she gets her time.
That is exactly what we have here, is somebody, a person who wants to bitch, piss, and moan every single time there's a meeting. Probably would take her better at what she would want to say, because some of the things that she says can be valid. But that's all we have here is somebody who just wants to complain. And I don't really feel sorry for her at all, and I hope you don't either.
Thank you.
And sir, I'm sorry, what was your name?
Kevin Shepherd.
Kevin Shepherd?
That's under investigation by. If he's returned back to the force or not. Don't know. And I want to mention that the water is totally toxic and unable to be drank without being boiled. But, you know, the city's responsible because the people in the jail are having to drink that and they're having to boil the water and then pour it in toxic garbage, plastic things and drink it. And it makes people in there sick. And the city's responsible for that and liable. And yeah, that's pretty messed up stuff. You don't know anything about Perry shooting the guy in the back and getting kicked out or nothing, no?
Next.
Anybody else in the room?
Question, I just wondered, is there,
Stand up.
I was wondering, between everybody here, I just, just barging, like this. I'm wondering, is there a program in place for the police department for training in education of the constitutional rights for the citizens? That would be my only question. I mean, there should be some, and it's such a big problem. I'm seeing all these cities going out of, I mean, they're going bankrupt. I mean, $600 million lawsuits because of this, or 300 million. I've seen them all. And, hey, why not just self-insure the police department so the city's not responsible for the lawsuits? Thank you.
You.
Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, well.
No, I got your name from.
Yeah, I just
earlier.
said-
Gay Davis, Gayedavis. I'd just like to say that as a citizen of this community, and a business owner and a property owner, I've put forth a lot of time and effort on different committees and tried to make an impact in this community that was positive. I would certainly want to encourage these people in the room that have their opinions and their approaches to things to really step forward with some solutions and say, hey, this is what we can bring to the table. This is an idea that we have. How can we help? We have Main Street organization made up of business people that are really working to try to change the atmosphere and the environment of downtown to make it more appealing. Certainly an opportunity there. We have commissions that go unheld, whether it's historic preservation, whether it's utility commission, whatever. There's lots of opportunities to have a positive impact in our community. And that's what I would certainly encourage all of you to take a look at. Let's put our energy into something that really can impact and make a difference. That's what I have to say.
I do show up in all.
You guys had your time.
Okay.
Next.
Anyone else in the room that hasn't spoken?
They take votes that not all are represented.
Carmen?
Could you go up to the people that have their hands up? They've been waiting for.
Mayor?
Okay, we're done in-house.
Well,
Okay.
to go after the people online.
Oh, you,
Somebody up there has something that is better at saying it.
okay, we may not get back to you then. We're going to the ones online. Who got somebody?
Guys? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name.
It's guys.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Geese, as in multiple flying birds.
Geese.
Yeah, Ryan Geese, Colorado Rhino Plumbing. Sorry, I would like to have been in person. I know there were a lot of water issues that were talked about today by the city council. I feel like maybe I could have been there to help out, but sorry I wasn't there. I did want to give a shout out to Justin Pacheco on the backflow notices. I think he's doing a pretty good job. And also that all of the building owners at the time of the installation of those backflow devices are told that they will have to be tested every year. The ticket that goes on them by the inspection company has an expiration date 12 months later. Every one of those business owners is aware that they are due every year. It's not Justin Pacheco's fault. Just want to give a shout out there. I did really like the idea of that being in their water bill. I thought that was a smart idea to notify them in paper because a lot of times they just forget. But I believe it was Mr. Galusha that had a postcard idea about the utility bill. And I think that's a great idea for two reasons. It's going to save a ton of paper between an envelope and a piece of paper. But a card, if it's cheaper to mail, will also stand out from all of the junk mail that we get in Walsenburg. It is outrageous, the number of blank envelopes that come through. And I think it would help to get paid that way. It's also the posting of the utility commission. If that could be done in the utility bill, I think you're well targeted to the actual stakeholders. I think that, there's probably people out there that would like to lend a hand. Posting at the library doesn't quite seem to be casting a very wide net for something like that. So those are just my thoughts utilities wise. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Robert Ellsworth.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Thank you for what you've done tonight. First, I'd like to say thank you to Mr. Galusha. Last meeting Tuesday was URA, so the Main Street meeting. He placed a compliment on the work that I've done to my building, but I was in the kitchen and couldn't get over to unmute myself. I did hear the compliment, and I want to say thank you for that. I would like to second for Councilperson Mace. Yes, I was in attendance to the meeting when they decided that citizen comments should be moved to where it was a few weeks ago. I will testify to that is true. I noticed that a small sign has been put up when traveling eastbound on 6th Street to notify that it's now a two-way stop sign. But the problem I see with that, if we could possibly move that, it is about 30 feet prior to the stop sign. I've seen in other municipalities where they actually put it where the stop sign, like attach it below the stop sign, notifying that it's now a two-way stop sign. Believe it or not, I still travel down Hendron and come to a stop at that stupid light or stupid thing, thinking there's another stop sign there. Just habit of living here. And last, the gray water. I personally would not do gray water on either my house or my building, but I think it would probably be a good thing for the community. The act of having it lost, if it's filtered and then reused on plants, that is not a loss to the sewer, because then people would then just take their garden hose and use regular water, and that's not going into the sewer. That's going right into the ground watering plants anyhow. And I think I've covered what I wanted to say. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Brian Lalander.
Yeah. So listening tonight, I don't know if any of the complaints have merit. I know some of the things I've heard aren't factual, but when I'm hearing for the first time about the city entering into stipulations, and some of the things I've read, there's things that deserve answers, I believe. When you rush into things like creating the police department, you know, you make it easy to have charges of you not doing your due diligence brought against you. And it makes it a lot more difficult to justify things later. Tonight, we're talking about rushing into some golf course agreements. You have a number of pages in your email regarding my opinions on water. I'm glad to hear that you're trying to get the utility commission done, but administration has to do a cost of service study. You have to resolve the master meter illegalities. And you have to determine the value of raw water. Without a cost study, then the value of that water is based on the market value. In Huerfano County, the market value is set by the Huerfano Conservation District's augmentation plan. When Carl's talking about huge numbers, that's because the Conservation District is charging a minimum of $25,000 acre feet a year. Multiply that by 100 acre feet over 10 years, and you're looking at huge values. So that's not the actual value, but that's what would be used because you do not do a rate study. The other piece of that is in that rate analysis, it says that we need to raise rates to generate additional revenues, when in fact, most or all of the shortfalls would be absorbed if the city followed the existing municipal code, eliminated the preferential billing treatment, and collected what is owed. Thanks.
Thank you.
Karen, we'll be to you in just a moment. If you could put your last name on your hand, that would be great. Blair Stutzman.
Good evening, everyone. I own some business and some land in Walsenburg. I don't live in Walsenburg, but I keep pretty good track of Walsenburg. And I think I'd like to echo Gay's remarks, number one. I think it's a minimal amount of people, and it really doesn't matter. This thing with the detention center, it's not the town's fault. I think you should maybe, it's just my opinion, try to constructively do it somewhere else, because you're interrupting businesses and everything else in town. If you really care about each other and your town, the businesses suffered through all the demonstrations, and it called, and it's your legal right. And this country is so divided right now. I would try to ask everybody for patience, and the police department. Thank you, Chief, and everybody that's trying to make that place a better place. Jerry, John, the mayor, all the council members, planning and zoning. I've been here for 8 years coming around here, and it's been a lot worse, believe me. So I just hope everybody, if everybody takes a deep breath here and just kind of, tries to get together and stop the division, and I mean, it's senseless. It's not positive, and it's not good for the community. So I understand the whole thing, and I feel sorry for everything that's going on with the immigrants myself. Okay. But the government, the federal government since the 60s and before that, they do what they want. So maybe go to DC and talk to your senator or stuff like that. But your town, you're destroying it. And that's just my opinion. Like it was the mayor's opinion the other week when he said what he did. I believe that was his opinion. So that's all I got to say on that. And I wish Walsenburg well. Thank you.
Tiffany Tucker.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, other guests, and staff. I Unfortunately, tonight I am needing to bring to your attention non-compliance and core requests, the CCJRA that had been, initiated back on January 28th of this year. They brought back charging about 5 hours per each hour requested for redaction fees, making it relatively unattainable. So there was negotiations to not get a charge and come in and view in person that morning of the 2nd of February, February 4th, they responded. Have not heard anything. I did follow up on the 11th to the administration here, Mr. Pacheco. Crickets as of today, 10 business days. Compliance is supposed to be within 5 business days. And I think from being just professional, there can be some kind of a reply that it could have been made either by Cheryl in the police department or you, our new administrator, Mr. Pacheco, with regards to even looking into it. The blasé, approach to being notified about non-compliance is just kind of par for the course. It seems like communication could do a lot of favors, but choosing to not communicate in many aspects leads people to believe in suspicion and want to check up on things.
That's why the city already has lawsuits over this.
Please, somebody has the floor.
Yes, definitely. I think there's, you talked about cost savings earlier. Compliance would be a huge cost saver if there could be adherence or even just acknowledgement. I mean, I would not be frustrated and not wanting to go to the next level if there would have just been some kind of communication saying, other than the initial, yes, we'll do it, we'll get something together. 10 more business days later, nothing. And I still have to reach out. They're already over budget $800,000. I don't feel like you asking me to comply at the beginning of this call is terribly fair when you guys are not in compliance yourself. I understand there's a issue with staffing down there, but Perry, who's on administrative leave, and the new female officer, what's happening? Why is Perry spending time on the police grounds if he's on administrative leave? I would also like to
Your time's
respond
up.
to.
Just wrap it up, please.
Yes, I want to say though that it is ridiculous how much time is spent on the golf course, but you want to say that ordinances, resolutions, and motions can be decided by a single person. That is not how democracy works. There is no kings allowed. Who is be responsible? If you
Okay.
want to have a singular person that is in charge, then there is
Thank you.
singular where a responsibility.
Who's next?
John DiNicola.
Evening, Mr. Mayor and Dan. I'd like to point out the fact that the mayor allowed Stacy Decker in this meeting to speak publicly without actually having his first and last name. So now we're getting into viewpoint discrimination because the young lady there asked the last speaker to put in her first and last name, then asked another woman, Karen, to put in her first and last name. You guys passed the ordinance. If you guys ain't gonna follow it and you guys want to create viewpoint discrimination with everybody up here with a single name, a false name, whatever the case may be, wants to turn around and hold you for civil liability, by all means, keep pushing it. Because again, you're gonna push that envelope and it's gonna burn you. That's the reason why we had you guys doing the CERSA training. As for Mr. Pacheco, I have a few questions for you because for some reason, the chief of police doesn't understand why it is that people need to be able to request policies and procedures that are required of his officers. For some reason, we can't get those. What we get is we get a link to a website that just gives you the bare minimum breakdown of what the policies and procedures are of a police department. Clearly, we don't have any because this guy doesn't seem to follow them. Also, today, you had two officers, Sergeant Federhoff and Lieutenant Perry, that were on a scene with a person in an alley And it didn't look like either one of them were wearing their body cameras, which is in a violation of the Colorado revised statute. Again, these are the issues that people are pointing out, but nobody wants to seem to pay attention to them. Also, we have issues with the CCJRA that everybody's already complaining about. I have been waiting since April of last year for body camera footage that chief, Cheryl Hurt, have yet to produce. Mr. Hyatt has reached out several times to these folks to get that done. I still have yet to get them. We still have all kinds of issues here, folks, and they need to be cleaned up. Along with the guy that's sitting next to you, Mr. Pacheco, who is on an audio recording saying that he don't have to do jack shit for $60 an hour. Well, I gotta be honest with you. I find that hard to believe, because if we're paying him $60 an hour and he wants to go into retirement, he should go out the door now. I don't understand where you get off telling a citizen that has a legitimate complaint because their water bill was screwed up that you don't have to do a damn thing. That is irreprehensible. I can't believe you people would do this. This is what we're paying for. I want you all to pay attention. You guys want to change? I gave you change. I was the one that filed those letters of intent to get these CERSA trainings done, to get these CORA things put in place so that they weren't violating the CORA law, and yet they're still not getting done. Thank God we finally have something in place for
Time's
April.
up. Finish it up, please.
Again, thank God we have it in place for April. That's the change you wanted. That's the change I'm trying to make. I didn't sue for money. I sued for change.
Okay, thank you.
Karen, go ahead and unmute yourself.
There she is.
Go ahead, Karen.
Karen, are you there? We can't hear you. Now we can go back to her. Who's next?
So that will come back to you. Carmen Lara?
Carmen Lara, Lara. Wanted to say my protest sign says "for the people" because it seems like government has forgot that's why they're there. Okay, the ordinance for the advisory board for utility commissioner is 1183, so probably would be a good idea to read it. I have not seen anything on the utility commission anywhere. I don't see it on the website. I've tried jobs, I tried just scrolling around. I've seen nothing on that. So I think it needs to really be advertised in order to get people, not just, I'm not saying that Miss Back is somebody that shouldn't have has asked them to work. Got to be fair. I mean, you're doing things all wrong. You don't go out and send letters to people for bids. You put it out so everybody can bid. It gives everybody a chance. That's what the purpose of bidding process is. Anyway, so I sent you already my questions regarding the Walsenburg Golf Association, and I did receive a response from Mr. Hyatt. He apparently is not aware of a lot of things that have been said at council. But anyway, one of the big things was that the alcohol. So he said that he does not know who is selling alcohol beverages at the golf course. However, only the Walsenburg Golf Association holds the license and may legally sell alcohol beverages at the golf course. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. You'll have to get the understanding from him. So, and I understand that you also went out and found somebody to operate the restaurant instead of also maybe putting an ad that you are looking for somebody. Anyway, regarding the water rates, I don't know how you could really say anything. Oh, about water rates and whether they're right or wrong, because apparently with Debbie Barnes' letter, she said that she had to input the rates in August. So how could you have any kind of notification as to what's really been charged? You probably use the old rates, which won't give you the new rates. So I don't know, messed up. The 2022 handbook was not approved. It's what, the 2018? I don't remember which one it is, but Miss Mays and I were the only two who sent our hard work to the city administrator at that time to get the handbook updated, and it never happened. So, you know, and I want to thank Councilmember Veronica Mays because she also responded to a citizen's request.
Okay, wrap it up.
Whatchamacallit, trash at a place on the Main Street. Also, are you going to get that campground that's going from your meter, the water line fixed? To where it's not on your meter anyway? That was supposed to happen 2 years ago. The ghost fee, I'll talk to you about that later because ordinance 1038.
Yeah, your time's up.
About being charged. So if you're gonna rewrite the same thing and get it over with.
Karen Hoster, go ahead and unmute you. Okay, can you hear me?
Man, you got a bad echo.
I don't know what's going on. If you have Zoom turned on, please turn it off. There you go. Okay, you can hear me now?
Yes.
Better.
Okay. I guess what I want to discuss is multi-users on the water charges. I understand.
You got,
Speakerphone. Karen.
you got feedback going on. You need to turn the volume off on your computer.
Okay, hang on. I'm getting there.
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay, Karen, hang on just 1 second. We're gonna let you get that straightened out.
Shit, nothing I can do about it.
Okay, Karen, go ahead and unmute. Let's try it again.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I wanted to discuss multi-users on the water system. It appears that the comment was made about not worrying about the debt for the water and the sewer even showing up on the bill. This month I paid $50 for the water, $40 for the sewer, and you know, multi-users, I understand now, they can get the water for free. I only paid $5, but $90 in debt charge. And they want it hidden on the bill. So my question is, housing as a multi-user, are they charged just one tap? So they only are charged one debt charge and sewer and water equal to me? Can I get an answer?
Yes.
The same as me. So
Yes.
every tenant of theirs is not charged for water. Hey, I'm all for that. They need their water. But they're then not paying anything back for sewer. They're not paying anything back towards our debt, which should just disappear according to paperwork and not exist. But for 10 years, I've been paying it. So it's not the water issue there. It's that the multi-users should be paying more for the debt and the two charges, the sewer and the water. That's basically, you couldn't even answer that the debt I'm paying each month is going to pay down the debt, according to what Veronica said. It's not. It can go elsewhere. So I'm kind of like really assaulted, you know, that this isn't taken seriously because we can't keep up with it. And I guess I just also want to mention that I really took offense to your comment about treason. Thank you.
Is that everybody? You got anybody else?
I want to mention something. Can I speak again?
No.
I didn't have my minutes.
Yeah.
I was only up there for a second.
All right, one exception. And it'll only be one exception.
I have a FOIA request in and it was denied. And you guys have already been busted for doing this to people. And anyway, even after, you know, John was talking about the training and stuff. Yet I have Cheryl coming out telling me I got to do it on your guys' own letterhead. Well, that's a violation of the law. I could write it on toilet paper if I want. You guys can't be.
We have to write it down. You can just tell them.
And also, yeah.
Thank you.
Looks like that's it.
That's it.
Question on the water bill. Now,
This is citizens' comments. You can
I
come.
was just wondering, as far as, we've been paying into the water bill, we've been paying the gas bill and things like that, right? I have a credit. Can I collect my credit that I have with the water company? Or does it have to stay in there as a credit?
Ask the utility billing people. I don't know.
That's the city of Walsenburg.
I know. I don't work in the, I don't.
You don't know what's going on. I love it.
With the administrator.
Why do they have to?
Okay.
I mean, I'm hey, yeah, I'll wait.
Got everybody? Looks like we're moving on. Mayor's comments. The first thing I got to say is I probably said it wrong, but I was misunderstood. I thought I was asked to commit treason against the ICE for taking and doing your ordinance, whatever you want to change. That would come on me, and that's how I understood your question. I thought you were accused, you wanted me to commit treason is what I thought you. Well, I know what I meant to say, and that's how I meant to say it, so that's it. This council hired the police chief, and there's been a lot of complaints and.
We didn't hire the chief. We don't have that authority.
Still well hired.
Or
We don't have that authority to hire.
the administrator hired the police chief.
Thank you.
Okay. And so we have say so over the administrator, we hire the attorney and the administrators, the two people we hire. And so what's going on with body cams and all this, I cannot answer those questions. I was asked about multi-users. Yes, we have multi-users. They only pay the one base fee. And that's what we thought we were working on. I got water meter written down. I can't remember what it was about. Oh yeah, water meter. My tap at the golf course is still in my name. The golf course pays it. That needs to be transferred to the golf association or somebody. It does not have to be moved.
Property that was.
No, there's an easement between all the lots and it's perfectly legal where it's going. No, I didn't say that.
Part of the.
Don't put words in my mouth. I did not say that. We checked on easements between every lot and it can go through there.
On that.
Okay, that's all I have.
So I want to just kind of piggyback on the multi-user thing. I kind of feel like the housing authority gets not a fair shake here. There's other multi-users in this town that only have one. The housing authority has many meters and gets charged many different fees. Dakota Campgrounds, they get charged one, and they have several there, being campers and everything else. There's other places that we can go through a whole list of multi-users. So multi-users is a big deal. It's not just the housing authority. So I really wish that we would focus on just multi-users as a whole and address it that way. As far as hiring, there was a hiring committee that hired the police chief when we were putting that together. So I don't think that falls on one person. I think there was a hiring committee that was in place. I wanted to bring what happened with the Huerfano County Parks and Rec. Mr. Galusha brought it to our attention that they were disbanded, had to disband, and I had asked for follow-up on that. Then I hear all of a sudden they're being put back together. I don't understand how they can be put back together if they were voter approved in the first place, and if the state of Colorado said you don't exist anymore, they can't just come back. So I would love to have some follow-up on that so we know that where our CTF funds are at. And one thing that I just take kind of just personal offense in is referring to anybody condescending way as a senior citizen. We live in a community that has a high population of older adults, and I just think that that condescension is rude, and that's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you. Getting senior citizens in this room.
The other thing I forgot was Marcha. We had too many things on the agenda tonight. That'll be on the agenda next time. Anybody else on council?
Motion to adjourn.
I got a motion by Don Martinez, a second by Veronica Mays to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
Holy shit. What a shit show.
Yeah, backtrack much or what?
Oh my God. What is this town doing, man? Like, they can't get right. Is it can be as nice and forgiving as you want, and they just take an inch and turn it into 100 miles.
They double and triple and quadruple down on stupid.
Oh my gosh.
And the worst part is if you're still here, friends in code, you're gonna love this. The attorney for this town, right, literally sent me an email describing the forum analysis for recording in the city hall, in the public areas of the city hall.
Where there is a camera on the ceiling.
And he was trying to say that the public doesn't have an interest in the city hall, even though they pay for it.
Yeah, no interest.
He said, I believe he said it's a non-public forum.
Non-public, yeah. Limited non-public.
No, it's limited because the public is allowed in there to do business, but you can't record.
And the sign on the door says you need express permission, which I'm pretty sure that we're a one-party consent state, so that'd be kind of a fucking fuck that law, right? What the one-party consent law doesn't mean shit anymore because they've got a sign that says I need express permission. Like, dude, I don't understand why they're so fucking dumb, and they think everybody else is. The cop told me the other day. He says, TJ, I know you can read the sign, and I told him, you're damn straight I can read the sign, but I'm also educated. The sign don't mean shit to me. And they're standing hard on that sign, no recording. So
I especially love the fact that the chief of police doesn't understand the plain view doctrine either.
Yeah.
This is what you get.
Chief says
what
I
do we
can't
have?
look in his vehicle. I'm not allowed. Plain view doctrine is only pertinent to evidence. The plain view rule just doesn't apply to the chief's truck as it's parked out in public. So I think it's going to get super, super expensive. One guy got up there and commented, I've seen a lot of these lawsuits.
Yeah, the old timer there.
And what's hilarious is, is I personally know Liberty Freak, and the case law is his that pertains exactly to this. So I don't know if they need like Liberty Freak to come over here and take them for $1 million. Like
I think pretty much anybody could.
I'm sure it wouldn't be hard. Like, I mean, these people have been warned. They've settled.
We've even
right?
given the attorney the case law.
Yeah. They can't even claim they didn't know shit because we've got the email showing they did. The lawyer's ancient, and he's trying to use some ancient ass federal fucking. Oh my gosh, it's terrible, dude.
Yeah.
It is. Oh yeah,
it's the most pitiful thing we've seen.
It's gonna get super, super expensive for these idiots. So, I recorded in their town hall earlier.
Friday.
When was it? Yeah, Friday. No, Friday was the protest. Saturday, Thursday.
No, it was Friday
Yeah.
the 13th.
No,
The
that's
day
the
before
day.
was the 12th.
No.
Where you were there with D.
No, Friday the 13th, I was singing "Ole Ole" to him.
Right.
I wasn't recording in town hall that day, but they assumed I was and tried to
Yes.
bulldog me. So it was Thursday. I was recording in there Thursday. I did a live stream. It's up there, and I posted a video. It's on my YouTube both. And oh, they are pissed. They want me arrested for that right there. I should have never recorded in their town hall. How dare I? I should have never recorded in the chief's vehicle. How dare I? But I think it's funny. They keep threatening my freedom and they keep insulting my intelligence. Yeah, it's definitely going to cost them some money. I mean, being nice only gets you so far. I don't know if you heard in that meeting, Friends and Code, they earn themselves a whole gaggle of training and obviously everybody has to take it. Nobody can be excluded, and it has to be certified, and certification has to be in response back to John Denicola, who is in the settlement with this town on multiple fronts right now. So they're dealing with that right as it is. They've already admitted, their guilt. The same chief right here walked me out of a meeting while it was in a 5-minute recess, told me the meeting's done, escorted me out. That's quite inexpensive because they came out 5 minutes later and they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, the meeting's still going." I was like, "Dude, fuck off." So, yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, They had an eventful week, really. And then the mayor said any attempts to try to obstruct ICE would be treasonous. Yeah, they had a busy week, man. That fucking town. Golly. But that was their meeting. I don't know why they put the public comment all the way at the end. Hopefully they fix that shit next time. Because really, that's the only reason I watch these meetings is to see what the public is telling their officials. To be honest, I could give a shit less what the rest of them have to say. Because they're just telling us sweet nothings,
An adjustable angle, making it perfect for the beans you're cutting. If this new threshold or metal cedar wall.
Your audio's gone out, John.
9% of
Yeah. Yeah, we got the email with the search the dates. They got to get that training in. And it's public, Friends and Code. You should join. It's all going to be public. We made sure, it's going to be public training. So everybody gets to watch. What's up, Brandon? So we'll probably even broadcast it over here just for the hell of it. We've got a lot of these towns trainings, and then we record the training. Like we're professionals at the whole CIRSA training shit already. We could go do our own seminars. So, yep. Yeah. So now they can't get right after this, then, well, like I say, when it comes to the judge, they're going to be like, "What? These guys asked you to do all this so nicely and you didn't comply? You should have just fucking complied." I mean, that's where we're at. So, all right, guys. Well, I suppose we should probably bust up out of here. We're at over 3.5 hours already. Can't believe that shit. Golly.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Oh shit, man.
Oh my word.
All right. Well,
I can't believe that they actually made people leave and come back in with their actual names.
Yeah, and then except for that bootlicker Stacy Decker, right? That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I had to call him out on it because Stacy Decker come running up on me in the video the other day, and then he assaulted me with his bike, and so he's got his brownie points in order, so he doesn't have to have his name up there. It's just everybody else that does. So, yeah. That's just how it is. I don't know, Brandon, I haven't really much been on there, to be honest with you, bro. So, but hopefully everybody has a great week. I think we have some more meetings coming up. Make sure you guys ring that bell, get all the alerts. We will be staying busy as always. All right. Appreciate you guys all coming in. John DeNicola, appreciate you co-hosting with me tonight. It was fun. And I suppose let's play them out with a little bit of music. All right, guys. Appreciate you again.
Yeah, check the mic. 1, 2, hear the flow supreme. This ain't a dream, it's the Constitution scheme. 7 articles laid the groundwork, no fakes, no fiction. But the people cried, where's the specific conviction? So James Madison stepped up, pen game was strong, said, we'll add the rights, that's where we belong. The Bill of Fates, Amendments 1 to 10, that's the start. The OG guarantee, straight from the heart. Let's get it right now with Amendment Uno. Religion, speech, press, assembly. Yeah, you know, petition the government. Air out your grievances, say what you want unless you're causing serious deviations. True threats, Amendment 2, it's not for show, it's the right to bear arms. Militia needs protection, keep the nation safe from harms. The 3rd Amendment is the peace treaty for the crib. No force quartering the soldiers, get that on the rib. Number 4, police pull up, that's the search is easy. Stop me the warrant, gotta have probable cause or that bus is a fly. 5th Amendment hits hard, that's the due process chain. Grand jury for serious crime or you walk in the rain. No double jeopardy, can't try you twice, that's a fact. Then I plead the 5th, cause I'm not turning my back.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, we got the flow, the constitutional glow from 1 to 15. Watch the knowledge grow, it's the supreme law. Yeah, it runs the whole nation, wrap these lines back. Perfect your civil education, all your rights, Lord. Don't ever sleep, the promises we made, the ones we gotta keep. From liberty to justice, all your file will be. Amendments 1 to 15, can't be beat. We got the flow, the constitutional glow from 1 to 15. Watch the knowledge grow, it's the supreme law. Yeah, it runs the whole nation, wrap these lines back. Perfect your civil education. 7-6. I need my defense in a flash. Speedy trial by jury, lawyer for the legal crash. Gotta face my accuser, hear the charges read clean. The justice system working like a well-oiled machine. Number 7 in civil court, when the money gets thick. A jury trial's your right, better learn all the tricks. 8th Amendment checks the judge, gotta keep it fair. No excessive bail or fines and no cruel punishments there. Like making you wear a tiny hat forever, that's just too much. Number 9 says my rights are more than the punch in his clutch. Just because it's not written doesn't mean it's void. Gotta enumerated rights, gotta stay employed. Number 10 lasted a bill, but holds massive cloud powers not given to the feds. Or what to stay from the bloom.
Share this with your friends and family. Rap along with.
Yeah. A lot of history, a lot of fights to get here from the start, but we kept building on that framework with courage in the heart. The next moves were big, fixing original flaws, stepping up the game for equal rights and laws. The Reconstruction era amendments, they drop with a boom, sweeping change for a nation emerging from the gloom. Check the score, Amendment 11, here's a legal tip. You can't sue a state and federal court, that's a long trip. Number 12, change the election for president VP. Separate ballots, no more tie drama for you and for me. Now listen close, cause these 3 are the core of the change. 13th Amendment dropped slavery, reobeys the ranch. No more involuntary servitude. The shackles are undone unless you're locked up in prison. Then the system is won. 14th Amendment stepped in. Every on the scene, granted citizenship, so all born here. Kept the slate clean. Due process and equal protection are the headlines. All persons under the law, no more dividing lines. And finally, Amendment 15, the victory shout. Can it ever break the boobies, no race, pulling on the stops out. Color of previous condition of servitude. That ain't a block. The ballot box is open, but the
I ain't no fucking slave.
Yeah, 1 to 15 in the cut, that's a constitutional drill. Dope rhymes and knowledge, a history lesson, it's ill. Remember the Bill of Rights and the power that was free. The supreme law of the land, planted like a seed. Now go forth and rap it, pass the knowledge on the street. Peace and protect your rights, keep the Constitution complete. Stick with good citizen media,